No. We'll do it live.
Full bars.
Do it live.
American cupcake. American cupcake. It's having fun. Just watch your cupcake run. Driving coast to coast. He's the man with the most. He's got no time to boast. His truck is Naomi, the big white whale. She's the one rock that will never fail. Across the country they both sail. He's American cupcake. American cupcake. He's having fun. Just watch your cupcake run. He's American cupcake. You know what else makes him great? He's been to all the lower 48 states. He's seen all 5 of the Great Lakes. He leaves all the others in his wake. This name's Cupcake, for God's sake. So you know damn sure he's not fake. Because he's American Cupcake. American Cupcake. He's having fun, just watch your cupcake run. He's American Cupcake.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Kahuna.
How are you doing this morning?
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I'm doing good. Yay. I'm in Missouri. I'm closer to Kansas City than I am to Illinois. We missed you
Sounds like
last
the
week. We
birds
had a special guest. He'll probably be on today.
I had my
Got some stuff to go over.
I was
The
trying
big
to stay
news, of
awake for the
course,
show. I
is
saw the time posted. I don't think you're hearing me. Dang it. Yeah, I fell asleep.
yeah, I didn't want to bug you.
before,
I mean, when I last year,
one of us is lagging really bad.
yeah, probably me.
Yeah,
Probably
I fell
me.
asleep right before that show was supposed to start, and then I think I woke up about 40 minutes after it ended. Dead Fool's in the chat. Hey, buddy. God dang, I haven't seen you around in a while.
Hey, good morning. We have our very own Peter Sky Parker here with Jib. Thank you. Yes, I'm aware of that, Jib. Thank you. We got P. Cunt here. Good morning.
Happy Gosling's
What
in
else
the
we got?
house.
Happy
Chris
Gosling.
Mack,
Good morning. Good
He was
morning.
here way early.
Yeah. What else do we have? Monday. So let's just get this out of the way since everybody did a Hackamania recap and Kahuna was there. Why don't you give us your Hackamania info there, Kahuna? How was Hackamania?
It was a blast. If I could sign up for next year already, I would. Everybody missed you though. God, I bet I had no less than 5 people asking if you were coming.
Oh, that's awesome. It's good to know.
Yeah. That would have been a good time if you'd have been there.
Yeah. And I totally would have gone too, but like I said, it's my 50th birthday this year, and both of my boys are coming from out of state. So
yeah, but you were
we
so
decided
close.
to
You were so close.
I know, I was in San Diego the 4 days before.
Yeah.
Then I had to go to Miami again. And now, of course, this weekend I've been stuck in Missouri all weekend, so
How's the weather there?
oh well, there's always next year. It's nice. It's all right, Sunny,
Boy,
no clouds.
it it sucks here, man. It's been windy and rainy. It only got up to
Yeah,
46 degrees yesterday.
I was in God, you could hear me swallow that with this microphone right by my throat.
Down the gullet she goes.
Yeah, right. No, I
Dang
don't
lizards in
believe
the house?
Joey was at Hackamania.
No, he wasn't there.
No.
I don't think he'd have been very welcome there.
Well, no, my kids aren't pesky anymore. They're in their 20s. So my younger boy just turned 21 last October. So this will be the first time I am going to be, actually actually having a drink with him. They know him. They know him at the bar, because we'd shoot pool and stuff.
They live fairly close, or are they all moved out of state?
No, my younger boy lives in Texas with my mom and dad. He kind of takes care of my dad. My dad's in his 80s, so he like Dave Starr takes care of his parents. My younger boy does that with my dad.
Wow.
And then my older boy lives in Wisconsin, so he's just driving. But yeah, my younger boy's flying up from. Shut the fuck up. My younger boy is flying up. But yeah, I got him. I actually won in with my job. We use these apps and stuff for tracking, like customers. Use this app, and this one app that we use. Every load you get an entry into this monthly raffle thing or this monthly contest. I didn't realize, and the prize is it's like $1,000, and I never gave it anything. I didn't know there was levels of prizes. So last week I won $100 gift card from Amazon. So I got my younger boy who's really big into pool. I got him a pool cue. I got him a bag, a bag for his sticks. I got him a snooker, one of the things to, a tap, a thing to form the tip. And I got him, I don't know if you're familiar with pool, but there's, like the chalk, you chalk, the tip of the cue. I got him a Predator, like the Predator chalk, the octagon one, like the really good ones.
No,
So he's going to bring that up, and we're going to be
me.
pool a lot that weekend. My older boy was more into like sports. So he's totally a jock. Like, I'm not going to say more of, he's totally like, my older boy is 100% like totally a jock. And he's like 6'2". He's built like a brick shit house. He's a manager at a gym, so, but yeah, my younger boy was more pool. So I had a pool table at the house when I was married.
Yeah, I had one growing up. I was shooting in bar tournaments when I was 15 already.
Fool who's unfamiliar with pool. Yeah, that's the one thing. My younger boy, he loves going out with the brothers. They like going out, and if there's a pool table there, oh my God. And my older boy hates it because he can't beat my younger boy in pool. And he loves it. Like, my younger boy loves it. It's the one thing he's got over his big brother.
Oh, I love shooting pool. I haven't shot in so long though that I'm horrible at it now.
Yeah, I was in pool leagues. But when I got this job, I brought my stick once, just in case there was, but I'd never have a chance to stop her. It's very rare that I'll find a place that has a pool table. But I wanted to go over a couple things here.
So I didn't finish talking about hackamania.
Oh, that's shit. I forgot about. Go ahead, please continue.
We got down another rabbit hole. No, I was just gonna say I'm surprised at how many people I met there that just lurk. I met several people there that have never chatted before.
Really?
I met this one chick from Australia. Nicest girl, nicest. She flew all the way from Australia to Hackamania. And then she was going to go and stay a week in LA, I believe, after she left Las Vegas. She has never chatted, but she's into the Dabbleverse enough that she would fly all the way to Hackamania from Australia. Couldn't understand
That's
her for the
cool.
first hour we talked, but after that, it's like I was one of the only ones that could understand her. She was so funny. I'm like, why would you never have chatted? And then Melton had I think I was already back home here, and I was watching the chat. I was chatting, saying hi and shit. All of a sudden, she popped in for the first time. There was
That's
another
cool.
guy from Boston area. Nice dude. God, we talked forever. He's never chatted before.
Did you do any of the cool things? Did you go to like the midnight snack at White Castle or anything?
Yeah, I did it, but I'm so burnt out on White Castles that there's actually a steak and shake about a half a block before White Castle. I did the White Castle run. I was with that Adam Bush one night. Me and him buddied around for a little bit, and
Oh wow.
me and him met everybody down there. And I had my White Castles, and that was the only time I went. I hit Steak and Shake 3 times. They got some good burgers there. I talked
Yeah,
to
I was
somebody
part
that
of
had a. Go ahead.
oh no, I was just gonna say I was part of the inaugural 4 that went to White Castle last year. It was me, El Harible, Hunter Duke, and Pat Dixon. The 4 of us went God, it must have been like 1 o'clock in the morning. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was always after midnight whenever they went. They went Friday and Saturday. I just went Friday.
Yeah, they were supposed to go to the Punk Rock Museum too, but I guess
I
that
don't.
didn't happen. I went with
Oh, didn't
Mason
it?
last year. No, that didn't happen. I went with Mason last year, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
There was several people talking about going. I'm surprised it didn't happen.
They probably went. He was on. Adam was on. What show was it? It was with Tom Myers, and
He's on
they were talking
every
about.
show.
Yeah, but Adam Bush knew who I was. Like, oh yeah, no, you got your name from Bob Levy, right? That's the way to, you had another name, and he messed up your name, and you went with that one. Like, oh my god! I was like, shit, Adam Bush knows the cupcake lore.
Everybody knows. No, I started talking to him, and do you remember him being on BYB?
Adam Bush?
Yeah.
No.
So he was on BYB one night when I was on there. And nice. I mean, everything went smooth. Quad and Adam got along real good, and everybody else on the panel, chimed in a little bit, but we didn't talk too much because Quad was rolling,
Yeah.
But
No pun
then
intended, right?
Adam Bush was going on these other shows with Carl and a bunch of other people, kind of dissing Quad a little bit. And
Really?
Quad was not happy about it. So I hit Adam up about it when I was there. I said, it sounds like you weren't very respectful to Quad. I left the show. He says, "Oh, I didn't mean any disrespect." He was, I don't know if he was bullshitting me or not, but he I finally I let him say his piece, and I said, "If Quad would ask you on again, would you go?" And he said, "Oh, absolutely. Absolutely." So I sent Quad a DM telling him that he should have Bush on again and they could have it out, but nothing's come of it yet. But he was a real nice guy. Otherwise, though, I mean, I talked to him. We talked about all kinds of shit.
That's cool.
And then, the shows there were so good, especially
Yeah.
this little piggy with the text message reveals. Holy shit! Oh my god, that would be so embarrassing,
Bro, like all of that. I mean, and Aaron, like we all knew guys like Aaron, like growing up, and he just, I don't know, he just thinks so highly of himself, like he's this super cool, super hip guy. And dude, you're not, bro. Like, just accept it. You're not, dude. Like, you're
yeah.
not.
The Ricada showed us all the text messages. He showed us. He would scroll through his phone and we saw everything. I mean, shit they didn't even show. We saw on his phone.
Wow.
It's all real. Aaron's sitting there, oh yeah, anybody can make up fake text messages, but it's like, fuck, he had a whole history there that wasn't even shown on anything. And the only shit that he showed everybody was what he admitted in court as part of the court case.
Ah,
He didn't show any text messages that weren't part of the court because those had already been revealed. So he wasn't doing anything
okay.
new.
Well, he probably can't. There's probably
Yeah, I
some
would
legals.
assume not. Minnesota is not a two-party state, though, so I don't think he would have gotten in any trouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but other than that,
So,
everybody got pretty drunk. I met that Charles Chance guy that Melton covers. Holy God, that guy he's a piece of work.
nice.
He was drunk 24/7. He'd wake up drunk, keep getting drunk, couldn't walk. People have to help him walk because he seemed
Wow.
fine, but his knees were just drunk. His knees could not support his body. It was something else. Trying to think of other shit that happened. Well, the Michaela thing, everybody knows about that.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Not gonna lie, like that was.
Man. Yeah, I met Misfit for the first time. Seemed like a nice dude.
Yeah, I met him at. We hung out for a little bit at. We hung out a little bit last year.
He was complimenting you and I on our how we handled Joey C. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like him. He's a good dude. Met Jack Tripper.
Yeah, Jack the Tripper. I met him. He's a cool guy.
They seem to hang together quite a bit.
Yeah.
A lot of people had their wives there, which shocked me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I saw Cardiff without his mask. Yeah. Well, he should
Yeah,
wear the mask.
I met Cardiff.
The mask
I
is
met
his
Cardiff
friend.
I met Cardiff at DabbleCon. I met him before, like at the meetup before, the Thursday before. He had told me, because we DM every once in a while, stupid little shit, and he had told me that he wants to meet me. I was like, all right, cool. So at the meetup, and I knew he was a big, tall guy, so I'm looking at all these big, huge, tall guys, going, which one of these guys is Cardiff? And then I forgot about it, and then I'm sitting there talking to Rocco and Obnoxious John, and then behind me I hear, oh, hello, and I was like, no way.
Yeah, so the first time I saw him, he came up to me and he held out his hand to shake my hand. I, didn't recognize.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was him. And then he just says, "Say hi to Joey C for me," in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I look up at him and I go, "Fuck Joey C." We got along really good.
I wish
we got along really good.
Yeah, if my soundboard had worked, I would have tried to record that parody song I made because, dude, especially after his little live stream with his sister's wedding,
That was
dude,
so
that would have
weird.
been perfect. Don't you forget Joey C.
Yeah, you got to get that. You got to get. When are you getting
Have to
home
get
again?
that done. Well, I'm at least going to be home, for Father's Day. Hopefully I get there before, so I can at least get my new soundboard and record that and at the studio at the house. But yeah, I tried to do it with this thing, but this is definitely not a condenser mic, so it just sounded awful. Just horrible.
Yeah, there's nothing beats a good microphone.
Yeah, so I broke down. I got when I first got this computer, I got, a cheap little soundboard, and a cheap mic and then I upgraded. And I thought that this setup that I had it's the exact same mic. The soundboard that doesn't work, the new one I got, it came with a mic, came with everything. It was like a kit, but it was the exact same mic. So I was like, so I'm sending that back. And then I broke down. I got like $100 mic and I got a decent soundboard. So it's waiting for me at the house. So I can't wait.
Oh, you got a different soundboard altogether.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't the other one still under warranty? You only had it for a short time.
I don't worry about that. I'm just going to send it back.
Oh,
just going to send it back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was telling you.
What's cool about Amazon is you can. Go ahead.
I said I was telling you that my soundboard took a shit here a while back, and I panicked and I ordered a new one right away because it's like, fuck, I can't be without it, because I can't use a mic. I got one of those an XLR or something like that mic.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got the new one, I'm pulling out the warranty card out of the box and I look at it and it's like, holy shit. It was like a 6-month or 12-month warranty. I'm like, holy shit. So I looked at when I bought my other one and I had a ton of time left on the warranty yet. So I sent the old one back in and they sent me a new one. So now I got a spare just in case.
Yeah, I just sent it back and got a better one. And broke down and got a good one.
Happy Gosling's asking if I've ever been on stream with Stuttering John. Nope.
Yeah, I saw that.
Haven't. Never tried. All you got to do is just pretend to be his friend and you're in. It's so easy.
I was actually on stream once with Joey, and I was breaking his balls about him speaking Spanish, and then I said something in Spanish, and then I gave him the translation, and he kicked me off stream. So,
oh, you were on his channel?
His Spanish sucks, dude. What'd you say?
You were on his channel?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I thought it would be on
this was
channel.
No, this was on Stuttering John's channel. This was when John and Joey were friends, and the link got out, and I was like, oh well, shit, let me just try it out. And he brought me on. Joey's like, oh yeah, that's Cupcake. I know Cupcake. No, he's a good guy. I tried to PayPal Joey during his live stream yesterday, but it kept giving me an error saying he couldn't accept payments at that time. I don't know what happened. Well, he was trying to. That was his sister's wedding, so he wasn't. But it was just so that, remember me, I'm Joey. Come on, guys, don't forget me. Which is why I'm making that parody song.
So if he's really not coming back September 1st, he's got to do one more stream to keep his channel, because he's got to stream at least once every 90 days.
Yeah,
not lose his,
and that's probably what he was doing.
Yeah. I was reading the comments about a couple hours after, and there wasn't a whole lot of trolling comments in there. I only saw about 2, maybe. A couple of backhanded comments, but
Yeah.
Chris Max said he was talking to himself in my chat. Do you know how to close the chat? I'd like to keep the stream up, but I'd just rather close the chat so that everybody comes here.
Yeah, I don't. No clue. I just barely learned how to let you stream on your channel.
Yeah, I popped in here at, I don't know, it was about 7:30. I thought we were going on at 8, so it's like I saw the blue tab up there. It's like, oh shit, yeah, he figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to go to settings and then shut the fuck up.
She's always ready to go in there, isn't she?
Yeah, she won't shut the fuck up. You can disable chat in YouTube Studio somehow. Yeah, I'd say I don't even have YouTube Studio on my computer. I just have it on my phone. I don't know how to do that. So speaking of Joey C, and Rochi's in here too, I have exclusive footage of Joey's always talking about how he's going to get Rochi and stuff. I've got exclusive footage of Rochi actually did meet up with Joey C, and here we go.
Is that real? Is that
Yeah, that was really Joey C and Rochi.
No, I mean, I mean, do they really do that slap fighting shit?
I guess so. I guess that's a thing.
I've never seen that before. Yeah, that was really Joey C and Rochi.
It was really them. And speaking of Joey C, he's obviously he's homesick for streaming, and he just, again, it's like that Simple Minds song. Don't you forget Joey C. So he's doing stuff like this on Twitter.
You got to get that up and going. That's funny. Did you?
So he posted this. And then there's no video.
What was it?
It was him as a kid in baseball.
Oh, that one video he put up about a week ago or so. Do you miss Lou and I?
Yeah, no.
85% no.
Yeah.
15% yes.
Yeah, he posted something like a post on YouTube. Should I come back? But I got the notifications. I went to go check it, and as soon as I went to go check it, it was gone. So I couldn't even screenshot it to show it.
What was gone?
He made a post on YouTube, something about, do you want me to come back? And I just got the notification of what it was, and then it was gone immediately.
I don't think
he had deleted it.
Was it before that poll that he put in that one short?
No, it was well after. It was just a couple days ago.
Oh shit! I never saw that.
Yeah, it was just a couple days ago.
Well, maybe his channel wouldn't be affected if they keep chopping everything up and doing shorts out of everything.
Well, that's what he's trying. That's again, don't forget me. Hey, I'm still here, guys. And he's posted on TikTok too, and
I'm not even.
So he's posting everywhere but YouTube.
Gaseous is in the house. Morning, Gaseous.
Got some other clips to show, but let's That was too athletic for Joey. Roachy, bloody, bloody, bloody.
That's funny.
So
Where the hell
Joey
did you ever
said he
find
didn't have
that
the chat
video?
because he didn't want people to think he was grifting. Of course not. Who smells worse, Joey or Lou? Then we got Gosh, I'm going to say Joey. Lou seems like he showers more frequently. Yeah, Lou seems all right. I mean, I got no problem with Lou. Yeah, I just like to break
Yeah,
Joey's balls.
Lou seems to have somewhat of a daily schedule.
Yeah,
Joey's just too fucked up. He's all over the place.
right. So a couple things I wanted to go over. We all know who this guy is, right? Steven Seagal,
Sure.
young guy, looking all fit. But look at his hairline. See that hairline? He's going bald.
Mm-hmm.
This is Steven Seagal recently in Russia. I want you to look at his hairline and look.
Yeah. God, that's funny that you caught that.
Dude.
I mean, I know that he's always had a receding hairline, but I've never really paid too much attention.
Oh no!
Hey, Chris is in the house. Good morning, PA podcast.
Hey, good morning, man. I met him last year at Hackamania.
Yeah, we spent quite a while together on I think it must have been Saturday.
Lives in Seagal's face. I just thought that was hilarious. Just big giant Steven Seagal with his massive full hairline widow's peak.
That's funny. I see so
then,
many videos about real martial arts guys that say that, all that shit that he does is so scripted when he's doing these demonstrations,
I tried to find some of those, but it's like people just come up to me and goes, and then they get blown away 5 feet. Like, come on, dude. Yes,
I could do this shit too. I could do this all fucking day.
I mean, I loved Steven Seagal movies when I was in high school and college and stuff.
Yeah.
With what was it?
I saw all of them.
Oh yeah, no, they were great. They were great. Yo, fuck nuts. They were great. And did you hear Buffy the Vampire Slayer is coming back?
I did hear something about that.
Now, I don't know if you've ever heard this before.
But
this
the
is
last 5 years of his life, 83-year-old Italian guy. His favorite show was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And he would eat much. One day I said to my buddy's uncle, I said, hey, Uncle Tony, we all called him Uncle Tony. I said, Uncle Tony, this show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, what's it about? And without missing a beat, he went, it's a Jew broad fights Draculas.
Jew broad who fights Draculas. So I'll be honest. I had no idea she was Jewish. I mean, this is the Sarah Michelle Gellar that we're all familiar with. I mean, cute blonde. Yeah, just wait. This is her now. Yeah.
She's Jewish.
100%. Yeah. Okay, I see it now. I absolutely see it now. I just thought that was funny. Oh, here's another here. This is here. So here's Steven Seagal before with that wonderful hairline. And then here's Steven Seagal now.
God damn. I wonder how much, if any of that is real.
Oh, none of it is.
I bet
None
you
of it's
whole
real.
Fucking thing is a wig. Yeah, I bet you the whole fucking thing is a wig. That's why he's doing this all the time. He's trying to keep people
Yeah.
away from his fucking wig.
Right. And have you been seeing those AI things with babies?
I don't know. Don't think so.
Yeah, like there was one with they mainly do it with like Trump and Putin, where it's like they're babies. I thought it was funny, but then I saw this one and I about shit my pants.
What's your excuse? Sir, excuse for what, sir? I'm asking the fucking questions here, Private. Do you understand? Sir, yes, sir. Well, thank you very much. Can I be in charge for a while? Sir, yes, sir. Are you shook up? Are you nervous? Sir, I am, sir. Do I make you nervous? Sir. Sir, what? Are you about to call me an asshole? Sir, no, sir. How tall are you, Private? Sir, 5'9", sir. 5'9". I didn't know they stacked shit that high. You trying to squeeze an inch in on me somewhere, huh? Sir, no, sir! Bullshit, it looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I think you've been cheated. Where in the hell are you from anyway, Private? Sir, Texas, sir! Holy dog shit, Texas, only steers and queers come from Texas, Private Cowboy. And you don't much look like a steer to me, so that kind of narrows it down. Do you suck dicks? Sir, no, sir! Are you a Peter Pupper? Sir, no, sir! I'll bet you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you.
Not even give him the common courtesy to give him a reach around.
I love that movie. What else did I want to go over? Oh, so the Pope Leo. I didn't know he was from Dalton, Illinois. You've heard of Dalton, Illinois? What's been going on in Dalton, Illinois?
I have no clue where it is.
It's south of Chicago. It's like one of the cities that's like right by Chicago. So they got this mayor, who basically got into the mayor position, because she Tiffany Henyard. She was the first black woman to be mayor, but she was also the supervisor of the township. And the only reason she got that job was because the guy before, who had been in there for years, he had died, and they had a they last minute vote. They were 10 minutes away from having having the people vote again for a township, and they voted her in, and because she was taking over the position, it wasn't a new position. That position of supervisor, the base salary is $25,000, and every year or every election cycle, if you get voted back in as supervisor, your salary goes up $25,000. So this guy had been supervisor for years, and his salary was like $250,000. So when she got the position, she didn't revert back to the $25,000. She got the $250,000 in addition to the $50,000 that she had for being mayor of Dalton. I didn't get any clips of her except for this one. And she's,
and
hold on, let me replay that. She she used taxpayer money to go on trips to Vegas. She she had the in the contract for collective bargaining contract, the mayor is allowed police protection, police escort, what have you. But there were some police. There was one cop who got in a 2-week time frame. He got his 80 hours, but in total, he worked 330 hours in 2 weeks. There's only 336 hours in 2 weeks. So his paycheck for that time was $13,000. And then this is Tiffany Henyard right here.
false allegations. And
False allegations.
Sounds like a $250,000 well
Yeah.
earned.
So yeah, Google Tiffany Henyard Dalton Supermare.
Good morning, sweet Scorpio. Have a good day, Happy Gosling. And the Reverend Wild Bill is in the house.
Oh, Reverend Wild Bill.
Good to see you.
Don't think I agree with that, brother, but okay. This is a free speech area. You're welcome to say what you want. Yes, she is under federal indictment. The FBI is looking into her, Chris Mack.
Why would you would get handed this fucking beautiful deal? Why would you go and abuse it right away?
Oh my God, and she did too. They tried to vote her out. They tried to do a recall vote, but a judge in the area just totally eliminate so, no, this recall vote isn't valid. So those were part of the false allegations. Okay, all right, there we go. Fantastic, good on you.
Back in.
There we go. Sweet Scorpio, good morning.
She was supposed to be at Hackamania and never made it.
Really?
Space Chief in the house. Morning, Space Chief.
There you go. Morning. Good morning, Space Chief. How are you?
Man, I haven't seen him around in a while. I
Yeah.
haven't been around in a while. Probably why.
Absolutely.
As soon as we're done here, I got to get to work. The weather's finally decent today.
Yeah? Oh, that's right. You haven't been working because of the weather?
Fuck no. It was so cold yesterday. The weed killer wouldn't do anything. The rain, it'd be freaking washed off.
Yeah, it would wash away. I used to work for True Green Chemlawn.
Dude, they are the best thing that ever happened to my business.
Why is that?
Because I get all their old customers. I have never advertised a day in my life. Not one day.
Really?
I'll bet you 70% of my customers are ex-True Green customers.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't.
That was in sales.
I don't cut them down too much because they're the best thing that ever happened. I do a lot of athletic fields and shit, so I got big areas to do.
Oh, so you got big contracts.
Acreage.
That's nice. So I found this on Facebook. This will kind of tie into
Yeah, so I'm just like visiting Chicago.
Okay.
What's like the most Chicago food?
I'd probably go with the Italian beef.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good.
No.
The most Chicago food is the Chicago dog.
What? Says who?
It's in the name. Chicago dog.
Italian immigrants invented the beef, okay? What's more Chicago than that?
Just look at this green relish. It's iconic.
That could kill Superman. That looks radioactive.
Yeah, if you want to green, go ahead and get that.
Can't even hold a beef. It just falls apart.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the beef.
Wait, why does it fall apart?
Because it's greasy. Like Italians.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't eat that dog in one bite.
I mean, I'm not trying to get messy.
Then just get the deep dish.
Oh, is that a joke?
You think of Chicago, you think of deep dish pizza.
Yeah, if you're a jag-off tourist like him. No offense.
Was that an insult?
We reinvented the pizza.
No, real Chicago pizza is tavern style.
I gotta agree with Henry Hill on this one.
what about the gyros?
No, look, we're not doing this again, all right? Get lost.
Take it from me, buddy. Get the deep dish.
Get the beef.
Get the dog.
Okay, what about the Maxwell Polish?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's a good choice.
That always hits the
I
spot.
guess I'll go with the sausage.
Oh, I'm sorry, the what?
The sausage?
It's sausage.
No, there's a U in it. Sausage.
No, you gotta make the ch sound.
I don't care how you pronounce it. I'm making 5 for lunch.
If you've never had a Maxwell Street Polish, I recommend it 100%.
I'm always in such a hurry to get through Chicago when I'm heading past there. I don't stop for anything. That 94 through Chicago on the south side, man, that is just a pain in the ass.
Ugh. Yeah. I will say this though, like I have a new respect for Chicago traffic after I've been to like Houston and New York and Los Angeles. Dude, Chicago traffic has nothing compared to those cities, dude. New York
I've
is the
never heard
worst.
of Houston being a problem, but I've heard
Oh,
horror stories about New York and LA. They're supposed to be pretty bad.
yeah, and LA has like freeways that are like 8 to 10 lanes wide. You know, you got 5 going one way and 5 going the other. It's just and like Dallas and Houston, like they're you know, Google will tell you, in quarter mile, use the right lane. Use the right lane to turn left. So and then there's this exit, then so you go down, it says, okay, coming up, you go right. Then you go on this one, then you hear the Google go boom, 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 and it recalculates. Like, fuck, you should have gone to the next one. Like, I hate it to,
It's like, how did I fuck up? Where did I fuck up?
right. Like, recalculating. And then next thing you look like, ETA 35 minutes. All right, cool. You get off on the wrong ends of ETA 57 minutes. Like, fuck, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't live in that shit every day. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Whenever I go into the cities, I always time it out. I've got a bunch of properties that are in really bad neighborhoods down in St. Paul.
Oh,
And
okay.
I always time it out so that I'm in and out of there before noon, if possible. Crackheads are still
Gotcha.
sleeping. Traffic is pretty mild.
Kids are still sleeping.
Well, they don't wake up till 4 o'clock usually. So
Yeah. And speaking of New York traffic, I want to know how much.
What is going on? Oh, what? Dude, the bridge is shaking out there. We gotta keep moving.
I'm meaning to ask Nimrob about that accident and see if that affected anything. Because
yeah, I hadn't seen that video yet. That's a good video.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was
the ones
this Navy
I saw
ship.
were from a distance and kind of they weren't good videos. Looks like he only.
Oh yeah,
missed it
this
by
one I
a
just
foot or two.
found on. Shut up. Yeah, I got that because like I was supposed to go to New York from Wisconsin. It was for the first cricket World Cup that was in New York. If you Google that, and if you see the shit, I should have gotten a picture of it. If you see the big cricket bat, the huge cricket bat, the people were standing by, I delivered that. See if I can find that. Give me 1 second here.
What's some of the coolest shit you've delivered?
Some of the coolest things I have delivered. Once I had 5,000 bees in.
Oh, I heard that story.
That I was taken to a farm. This place, they create bees. I've had. That's probably the coolest thing I've ever taken. But I've taken. I had a diesel truck engine once. Cricket World Cup.
Diesel truck engine. Are you talking like a big monster mother? That'd be more than just a diesel pickup.
Yeah, yeah, from like a semi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see one of those engines out of a freight train once. Those things must have pistons like trash cans.
Yeah, those would be cool. Actually took I took a big pallet of batteries to SpaceX. Son of a bitch, where is it? Oh, Cricket World Cup, New York.
Do you always know what you're hauling? I suppose you'd have to.
Yeah, they made this new Cricket. Not really. There we go. No, it wasn't it.
You ever pick up any loads that seem a little sketchy?
No. No. No, we're
Bunch of
on the
Italians
up and up.
standing there paying you in cash.
Like we mainly have contracts with. No, 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 nothing like that. We mainly have contracts. Fuck, where is it? Shut up. Riveting content, guys. I know. Sorry about that.
Chris Mack says I got 2 channels going. God dang it. I accidentally signed up on my wrong channel this morning. And I redid it, but I don't know. I opened up the page and there was no links here, so I just added the right one. The other one must be going too. Damn it. I won't make that mistake again. I got an alt account with the same name, but it's only got like, I think there's only 6 subscribers to that name or to that channel.
Oh, there it is.
I got to figure out how to close that.
What's your excuse? Sir, excuse for what, sir?
Go over to Cupcake's channel.
All right.
That's right, Reverend. That's right.
Yeah, so you see that big cricket bat?
Sure.
That's what I delivered. I brought
Barely
that.
fit in the back of that truck.
I had to it did barely fit. I had to go through the it had to go through the door, you know, all the way. I had to like put it way up front.
Yeah, I'm always loading shit in my car.
Yeah, it barely
like
fit. Yeah, so I'm taking that, and then, you know, I was right on time. You know, I had to go direct too. Like I didn't get any sleep. I went right from Wisconsin, like Kenosha, to New York City. Didn't get any sleep or anything. And then there was a fucking accident on the George Washington Bridge, so I was totally late. But you know, since it wasn't my fault, like we didn't get penalized or anything. The guys that were there, the one guy was a total dick. You know, and he had people that were late, and you know, people just showing up when I did, his workers, and they were like, "Yeah, there was an accident on, there was an accident on the George Washington Bridge," and then he was going to them, "Yeah, it's okay." I was like, "Yeah, I was caught in that. Hey, listen, man, you were late, okay?" So I was like, "Motherfucker, I was probably behind this guy that was late. You're a worker, so just chill out." I didn't say that, of course. I said that to myself.
there must be accidents there all the time with that much traffic. I hear Nimrod talking about accidents and shit all the time and bad
Yeah.
traffic.
Yeah, one bad accident on the George Washington Bridge and you're screwed. You're done. Might as well just call it a day. What else did I want? Oh, this right here. So when my son was, my jock son was, when he was, before he got into high school, he played football, and I coached, and I was always one for sportsmanship. And, if there was any kids that were, just being bad sports, it was 1 year I was the head coach and I benched some kids. We lost games because of it, but fuck you. Don't be a dick. Not on my team. And then that just reminded me of this right here.
Do that. Do you hear me? Don't do that.
Mute yourself, Kahuna.
Grip. Put your elbow down. Elbow down. Don't stare off of me, son. You can walk out the doors. You can sit up here and pull right or don't pull. Elbow down and grip.
And the black is such a dick.
Grab the peg. You better straighten up. You got one more.
Yeah, I've seen this video before.
Oh, have you?
Rotate. Rotate. Wrist. Elbow down and grip. Wrist. Wrist. I need you to back your shoulder up behind the pad. You got to back up. Wrist. Wrist. Wrist back here. Wrist. Rotate. Stop. Ref's grip. This is my grip, guys. Don't fight me on this. You want to get your thumb down like this? You want your thumb down like that? Or do you want it like that? You want to over your fingers? You want your thumb down like that? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to close you first, okay?
He's getting irritated. He's getting cheap.
Bring the shoulder in. Don't move. Shoulder in. Stop.
Don't move.
Movement, the referee's grip. One foul. You have one foul. You cannot move after I say don't move. I'm going to close you first. Bring your hand down to match him right there. Thumbs down. Open your hand. Open your hand. Thumbs down. Your elbows and shoulders are good. Don't move. Don't
It shouldn't be
move.
this complicated.
Ready, go!
I love seeing that. Love that. Fuck you. I love watching people getting their comeuppance.
Yeah, there's a lot of those videos about the pre-fight. They're meeting in the pre-fight for the photo ops and shit. And the one is being just a total dick.
Yeah.
And they get in the ring and they get the living shit kicked out of them. I love those.
Yeah, just getting their asses handed to them like immediately.
No,
Yeah,
some
that bugs the
stretch
shit
it out and give them a good beating. Those are the ones I like the best.
Right. I guess so. So you're telling me Stallone was using an illegal grip the whole time at Over the Top? This is bullshit.
I won an arm wrestling championship when I was about 15, I think. 15 or 16.
Really?
Oh, no. I took second. There was a dude there that looked just like Hulk Hogan. Had the bleach blonde hair, real long, the early Hulk Hogan. And he actually won. I took second.
Awesome. Yeah, I won second place in a karaoke contest once.
I can't.
And only won second place because the guy that won was like a regular at the bar. I totally sang better, but he just knew the judges. So.
Oh, sure. You were at a. It was his home turf. You were at a disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't sing. I never sing. My wife won't let me sing. The shower goes cold when I sing in the shower. I don't sing.
No, I love singing. So I saw this too. I didn't get the video of it, but so this video, so this broad is obviously, you know, bigger girl, just getting all, but you see the guy circled? Any guy that is in these, like, you know, there's always these big girls, you know, that, woo, but none of the guys are shaped like me. It's like, okay. You know, like, what's the deal? Like, you know, I just thought that was odd. I mean, granted, I wouldn't want to see me in a swimsuit, like, in front of people.
Pretty sure I picked up COVID at Hackamania. Lou the monster in the house.
Is he really?
What are you doing with all your free time, Lou?
Gordon, you want the link? Let's
Ooh, that would piss Joey off.
I know, that's why I'm doing it.
Life has been so good without Joey around lately. I'm hoping he
Yeah, I mean, you know. Oh, he's not enjoying any of this.
No, I hope he enjoys his time off and doesn't want to come back. That'd be the best.
No, he's dying to come back.
I know he is.
Uh-oh. Oh, that was Lou. Yeah. Thought that was my work for a second. What is Lou's Twitter? Lou, send me a message on Twitter.
Shouldn't say it out loud. I can put it in private chat.
Oh, you got his Twitter?
Something to that effect. Might not be spelled 100% correctly, but it's close. I think there's 2 O's, but maybe not.
There you are. All right, there you go, brother. We will be eagerly awaiting. I did send Lou the link. He will be here shortly. My singing sounds like 2 cats in a blender. Yeah, I can't wait to get home and record this song. I'm so.
Mine sounds like 2 bricks in a blender.
Yeah, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty good singer. Decent.
Bobby Nick is a good singer. That fucker can sing.
He's all right. I mean, he's a good singer, but like, you know, not to take anything away from him, but he doesn't have very much range. You know, there he is. Welcome aboard, brother. What's going on?
Hey, good to see you.
Morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good. How are you, man?
Enjoying vacation.
Yeah,
God damn, have you lost some weight, dude?
looks like it, buddy. Good for you, man.
Yeah, you know. Hey, the stress-free, no streaming. You lose a lot of weight.
No shit, man. You look good, dude. Fuck, I'm jealous as fuck.
Yeah, I've just been working and fucking hanging out with some friends on the PS5, like I told you guys the other day on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care to come back at the moment. Like, you miss it some days, but in reality, it's like, who cares for the bullshit drama? Like, these motherfuckers got no lives.
You guys take a beating.
Good morning, Reverend. Good morning, Space Chief. Gaseous, how does it do? What you guys up to? Where you at right now, Cupcake?
I am in Missouri.
Okay. And Kahuna,
I've been
did you
here
have
all
fun?
weekend.
That's good. Did you have fun at Hackamania, Kahuna? Because you didn't really post nothing.
Fuck yeah. No, I was gonna do all this streaming and shit when I got there, and it's like, fuck that. I was having too good a time. I didn't do anything. Never turned my phone on.
Yeah, it's hard to stream when you're there because you're too involved with everybody, hanging out and stuff. That's why when Mason and I went to the punk rock museum, that was
the spot to stream.
Yeah, and that was a blast. I loved it. It was so cool just seeing things like like guitars and stuff, seeing like the leather jackets from like, oh my god, I've seen that in the magazine. Oh my, it was just cool. Okay, I will definitely tell Jesse hello. Don't know who that is, but yeah, god damn, Lou, you look good as fuck, dude. I'm proud of you, brother. Son of a bitch.
Chains hanging lower.
Oh, seriously, dude, as one fat guy to another, dude. Fucking A, man. Good for you, dude.
Little steps. That's all I can do is just take little steps. I gotta shed off these 600 pounds, so they say.
Yeah, that'll do. Sometimes you got to get it done.
Shed off the 600 pounds in my Airbnb spot. Gotta love all the bullshit talk.
New show, the Looney Bin. Oh, yes, Reverend Bill, Jesse James. I actually did pass the Jesse James Museum on my way to where I'm at now. If I didn't have to if I didn't have to make my delivery at the time, I probably would have gone there because those are the type of places that I like to go. Like those are the places I like to stream. Stuff like that.
Interesting.
It's got to be hard to make those decisions of stopping and touring or just doing live streams elsewhere when you're on a time crunch,
Yeah.
You just map out how much time you have to pull off to the side and do something like that.
Well, yeah, that's what I do. Normally, if I'm going cross country, I normally have a bunch of time to stop, and then I go, all right, what cool spot is on my way, and then I'll just stop there. That's how I found that the Monster Museum it was in West Virginia, and then I was just walking down the street, and there was the Bigfoot Museum just a block away. So what else you been up to, Big Lou?
Nothing really. Just work and, like I said, playing with the kid and some friends. Ain't really been watching much of anything. Just relaxing, honestly. Talked to Joey the other day.
Yeah.
Other than
how's
that,
he doing?
He's fine. He's, for all everyone saying what they say, he's really enjoying his time off.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
I mean, whether you believe it or not.
I mean, he'll
doesn't
say
care
that
for
like,
it.
"Oh no, I'm having a great time," and not stream it. If that were, I get where he's trying to do, but why? I mean, he just. I don't know. He's dying to come back. Where'd you go, Lou?
Going to the kitchen. I got a delivery pulling up. So had a Walmart order coming for tonight's dinner. Gonna have me a nice New York strip.
Give me a second here. In Texas, I forgot to put this. The other stuff I brought into the house, but
Bullshit.
right here, bullshit seasoning. So
Have
I
you
got.
tried any of those yet?
Yes, I did. I was in when I was in Miami. I got to this. It was on Sunday, Mother's Day, and they had a sale on the. I use a Hopper app, and the only reason I use that is every 10 hotel stays you get a free night. Yeah. So and they got sales going on all the time. Like, they're like flash sales. So like it'll only be up for like 3 hours or half a day. So I was like, oh, we'll see what's up, because I was going to do movies with 2K, and so it was $50 for this hotel that's normally. I have paid between $80 and $100 for the same hotel, but it was only $50. It's like fucking A. And these hotels, this particular one, it's in Doral, like 10 minutes away from the airport. And it's got a little kitchen, big full-size fridge, oven, stove. So I went to Walmart, got some pork chops, and
condo almost.
Yeah, totally. It's totally a condo. But yeah, I got some pork chops, and I had this stuff, bullshit, good shit, and aw shit, and I tried them all, and they're really good. They're really, really good.
I have to get you some of my seasoning. We the wife and I make our own.
Really?
It's just for pork and chicken. It doesn't go well with beef.
Okay.
On chicken wings, oh my god! Especially if you smoke them.
Ooh.
It's
I'm going to do that.
We got our own barbecues too.
Oh wow! Yeah, I got 3 bottles of that barbecue shit. I can't wait to try that. And then when my boys come up for Father's Day, we're going to go to there's this butcher shop in the town over from where I live, and we're going to go get some steaks. I was going to see if I could order some from Rustic Cuts, the place that used to. I don't know if they still sponsor Shuley, but I've been there twice to their place in Council Bluffs, Iowa, but the place is closed now. Like so I don't know, but
really,
yeah, it was really good.
Sign on the door that they moved or anything like that?
No, I had to Google it. Greetings and now subscribe. Thank you, Bill Paris. Welcome to the stream.
That's a new name. Nice to see you.
Shut up.
Oh, this is wild.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I can use all the subs I can get.
You didn't have to. You didn't have
how
to
about
dox
it? You didn't have to dox yourself. Totally.
Oh, he's on Twitter.
Oh, look at that. How many people?
I don't think he follows me on Twitter. Huh?
Yeah, we got 33 people following us on Twitter, which means that 33 people clicked on the stream for a second. Like Karmic X, like, yeah, I've got, we've got 300 people. We've got 200 people watching me on Twitter. They just scrolled past it, dude.
Can you believe how fast that dude blew up just from being on MLC?
I mean,
he's on everything now.
Yeah, I mean, he's I mean, I've said it once before. He's at the Joey C school of streaming. Like he just, I mean, I tried watching his show the other day. I mean, it was. So I watched it for about a half hour. He was just pissing and moaning about Pat Dixon, and then I did something else. And I came back a half hour later. He was still pissing and moaning about Pat Dixon. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah,
okay, we get it.
He seems to hate Dixon. I don't know why. Something happened on
Yeah,
the
no,
show.
I hung out with Pat Dixon. He's a fucking cool dude. It was really
He
cool.
seems like he would be.
No, Pat Dixon's fucking badass, dude. He was great to hang out with.
That fucking whatever you call that Karnick fucking wacko. God, he sucks.
Yeah, dude. Like,
he's fucking annoying. Like, oh God, boo-hoo me. Fuck you. Boo-hoo me. Why? Oh, shut the fuck up. I just don't.
Yeah, no, and it's I mean, it's basically the Joey C syndrome. What is he gonna say next? But not in so much to where it's like the Howard Stern, like what craziness, like what stupid thing is he gonna say next? Like, yeah, well, it's like I don't get it. Like, do something. Do something.
Seems to be a lot of over dramatic acting when he talks.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at least when I stream, I try to do something. I just don't go on as like, all right, chat, how about you run, let's go off what the chat says. Do I appreciate the chat? Yeah. Do I, for sure. But, I try to do, like when I stream, that's why I don't stream. I mean, like when I'm just sitting doing nothing at a truck stop, I could, go live and be like, hey, what's going on, guys? Just streaming, doing nothing. What's up? Just I want to have something to talk about at least, like with the Steven Seagal stuff. Did you see this, Lou?
I can't.
You do a good
stand
job
that
putting shit
fucking
together.
guy.
Who, Steven Seagal?
I've never liked him as an actor, as
You mean-
anything.
You mean this guy right here
Yes, this
with the
fucking
receding
asshole.
hairline?
Please
back
show
in
me
the
that
90s?
hairdo.
I never cared much for him, but I like his movies.
Oh, his movies all suck. You can tell
Get
that.
out of here, Kahuna. Those movies are good. They're schlocky. That's what they're for.
He said they suck. I like the movies.
said they suck.
I mean, Lou, I'm sorry. I didn't mean Kahuna. Sorry.
His best movie was fucking, what was it? Executive Decision, where he's in it for 5 minutes and he gets sucked out.
And it gets blown up. Dude, in that movie, that scene where he dies, he didn't come out of his trailer for like 2 days because he had never died on screen in any of his movies. So he was, he was
didn't
he was so against that. I may have to do a Steven Seagal themed show because he is so up his own ass. It's fucking hilarious. Like when he was doing movies in the 90s, remember he had that ponytail? He had a personal, not only did he had his makeup guy, but he had his own personal ponytail twister who would twist his ponytail perfectly. And he had a cloak remover. Like he would go on set with a cloak and then he would have someone remove it. Like he had his own personal cloak remover.
Jesus fucking Christ. That's someone who's
That's
up
like
his own
I
ass.
don't know if it was true or not, but Kim Kardashian's supposed to have a butt fluffer. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know
does.
about that. But yeah, no, I'm fascinated by Steven Seagal. I'm fascinated because he. I mean, the whole story of Steven Seagal, like he was married here in the States, and then he went to, I think it may have been Japan or China. One of them Chinese, over there, and with the slanty eyes. One of those countries. But then he married somebody there while he was still married here. Yeah, and
hey, I guess it's legal,
right?
You can have different wives in different countries.
But yeah, see, we got Steven Seagal with the receding hairline, and then here's a recent picture of Steven Seagal with the sharpest widow's peak that you could kill a rhino with.
And then look at how you could tell he put some black dye in his beard.
Oh, dude!
Like
that wig that he's wearing's got to come from the same place that John Travolta's did.
Oh, and Lou, with all the weight you lost, I think Steven Seagal found it.
That's that love.
Where is he now? Is he in Russia?
Yeah, he's in Russia with
he lives over
Vladimir
there?
Putin.
Mm.
Yeah,
I wonder if
he's a
double
blues
agent.
singer.
Oh, he's a blues
Yeah,
singer.
he's a blues singer. Did you know he had an album?
Yes, I do know.
I didn't know
And
that.
it was fucking horrible.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, there's so
I heard
much
one
like
song and I was like, yeah, this is hot trash. Just like all his movies, hot trash.
come
Fuck
on. I mean,
trash.
I like his movies, man. Marked for Death.
All those old martial arts action
The
movies.
the 3-word titles. What was it? Marked for Death. What was another one?
What was the one where he was at sea on that ship?
Let me see. Steven Seagal.
Oh, that was that one only had where the broad shoots the gun, right?
You had Under Siege, Hard to Kill, Above
Under
the Law,
Siege.
Mark for
Under
Death,
Siege.
Under Siege 2, Dark Territory, Out for Justice, Exit Wounds. Oh, he was in that? I forgot. On Deadly Ground, Fire Down Below. Well, I mean, yeah, he does have a lot of 3-letter titles.
Yeah, they're all 3 words.
Oh God, I forgot he was in that movie with DMX.
Oh, he was in a movie with DMX, wasn't he?
Yeah, Exit Wounds.
Yes. I remember that movie with DMX and Aaliyah and Jet Li. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Romeo Must Die.
Uh-huh. Oh God.
I was working at Blockbuster Video when that came out. On video.
Oh, the good old days of Blockbuster Video.
Yeah.
Go there with the parents on a Friday night, run a couple of movies. Please be kind and rewind.
Yeah, I liked working at Blockbuster. I worked in this this part of suburbs of Chicago that's like, okay, so it's just very Jewish. And those were like, I have never had more arguments about late fees and oh no, my son told me he brought it back on, no, my son told me he brought that movie back on time. And I'm like, lady, I was a kid once too, and I would tell my mom that. And it was the same people every time. Oh no, my son, he returned that on time. He told me. All right. Because I was a manager, I could, okay, whatever. We had this one guy. This is when the PS2 came out. And if you wanted to rent the PS2, you had to put $1,000 deposit to rent it.
Holy shit.
Yep. And
$400.
This one. Well, when it came out, there was very few. And this one guy called, like, yeah, that PS2. I'm thinking about keeping it. What do I got to do to keep it? And I'm like, well,
we got you $1,000.
Yeah. I argued, I didn't argue with the guy, but I was like, no, you can't keep it. Like, So, and he would, with that $1,000 deposit, it just stayed on his account, and he would send his wife in. I figured this out all later. He would send his wife in to rent movies, and they had this credit on their account, so she would never pay. So when they got the credit down to like $300, he called in and said, yeah, I'm going to keep it. I was like, well, you're going to lose your deposit. It's like, yeah, my deposit's only $300 now anyway. And I was like, motherfucker.
Wow,
so, I mean, it was, yeah, totally. And I hated it. I had this one broad, she was a teacher, and she had just gotten off the airport, and she, just gotten home. And, she was, it was like at 10 o'clock at night. Like, yeah, do you have any movies on aviation? was like, well, what do you mean? Well, for like, educational movies on aviation. I was like, well, I don't know. So I was looking, I go, yeah, I mean, all the only, this is our education, shelf right here. There's no movies on aviation. I was like, well, we're not really for education, we're in entertainment. I go, if you want something like that, you'd probably have to go to the library. Well, I have to have I need a study, I need something for my school tomorrow. I'm a teacher. I need something, lesson plan for my students tomorrow. Like,
Damn,
okay.
why you wait till the last minute?
Exactly.
And then why you coming to a fucking Blockbuster video?
Yeah.
I need to teach them about aviation. The fuck?
Right. And I was the type of manager, because like when you work at a place like that, especially at a video store, you really only do like Office Space. I do about 15 minutes of work a day of actual real work. Same thing at like a Blockbuster. I mean, when it's busy, okay, you're busy. You're restacking the shelves. But most of the time is downtime, and you're just chilling, not doing anything. So I was always, I was the cool manager, and it was, hey, I'm going to go grab something to eat. All right, cool. Go get me something. And I wouldn't, give them their half hour, their 15 minutes, just half of your time, you're just not doing shit anyway. This one kid was transferred from another store, and I only worked with him a little bit. And then when I worked with him a whole day, and we had been chilling and just doing shit all day. And he goes, I'm going to take my half-hour lunch. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take my half-hour lunch. He's like, all right, make sure you punch out. It's like, okay. So he punched out, took his half-hour lunch. Every time I worked with that kid, I always had him doing something. Yeah, you know what? You need to rearrange these shelves. You need to do this. Like, there was always busy work to do. And, this kid, he was adamant about, yeah, I need my 15-minute break. I need my half-hour lunch. Cool. So whenever you're not on break or lunch, I want to see you working. I want to see you doing something productive.
Oh, he was one of those type of people.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like, just pissed me off, like, dude, like, I'm giving you free reign to fuck off for most of the day. Let's just make sure we, do what we're supposed to do, and then we can basically fuck off and watch movies all day. But yeah, no, I had this kid vacuuming, like, all right, dude, if this is how you want to do it, I'm cool with that.
See, they got stuck. They didn't transition well to the DVD era.
Who, Blockbuster?
Yeah. They let Netflix just outdo them.
Well, this was I was
it's kind of like,
yeah, my youngest wasn't even born yet, so this was still in the 90s.
It's kind of like Kmart and Walmart, how Walmart transitioned to having a supermarket in the store and all this other shit, and all these other people just stayed behind, and now they're all out of business.
Yeah, Blockbuster tried to do what this was at the time when Netflix, before it was streaming, where you would, sign up for your $10 a month, and then you'd get, unlimited DVDs. You could get one, you had your list, and they would just automatically send you ones from your list.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that. Yeah, Netflix wasn't even around when I was a manager at Blockbuster.
Oh man, Netflix, boy, got a lot of DVDs out of them.
Yeah, and then I was working at Blockbuster when they had their return your movies by noon the next day. That was a ploy by Blockbuster to just rack up on late fees, because when you say, it was Monday by midnight, but then they changed to, instead of Monday by midnight, Tuesday by noon. So when you said, yeah, it's due back Tuesday, people would bring it back, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It would be late because you got to bring it in, before noon. Oh, well, I didn't know. And there's a big sign at eye level right at the door, noon. Noon on the third, I was like, okay.
Damn, Reverend Bill.
I'm so old that Blockbuster. Oh shit! I'm so old that when Blockbuster started, it was the top eight. I was the top 800 member. I still have my card.
Oh man.
Yeah, Blockbuster was cool. I did. Yeah, I remember when they first started having DVDs, and the only reason I ever got a DVD player was because I was married at the time, and my wife barely, she's Mexican. She barely spoke English, so I'd always get the movies that had Spanish subtitles. So that was why I got the DVD player. And dude, it took me so long to decide what kind of DVD player. That was at the time where you had to get the dual layer DVD, that certain DVDs wouldn't play in certain DVD players because it was a dual layer, and you had to. So I made sure I got.
I had the best one of all, the PlayStation.
Yeah, that was.
It worked
I had
great.
this one lady at Blockbuster. She was saying something where she said, "Oh, we got our PlayStation from Japan." So they're like, "Oh, good for you.
Okay,
good for
bitch.
you, lady." Exactly. Like,
You paid that import fee. Good for you, bitch.
yeah.
Blockbuster card was good nationwide. I remember when you can get that at one store and you could return them to a different store. Good for oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was not a thing at Blockbuster.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It was not. At least when I worked there, it was not. There was one place you could do that. I think it was Hollywood Video. But yeah, we would get videos from other Blockbuster stores. And if you were in a good mood, you would call that other store. Yeah, we got your video. So here's the number. Okay, so just mark it in and we'll send it back to you. If it was somebody, if it was somebody you didn't like, then it was all right. Yeah, well, just put it in the mail, send it back. Not even call them.
Damn.
And then I worked at Family Video.
See, I never heard of a Family Video.
Yeah, Family Video is a smaller
here.
outfit. Huh?
I think we had those here.
Yeah, Family Video went out of business during COVID. That was.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, Family Video was awesome because they had, you could rent the movies for a day or a week, and it was only like $1.50 difference.
Oh, damn, that's good.
Yeah, yeah. But there were people that would go in there, and just rent the newest movies, just to rent them. And there was this one movie, it was a documentary called Waiting for Superman. And it was about schools, and they were waiting for, I can't remember what area in the country it was, but they were waiting for this one superintendent because this school was doing so bad. So they were waiting for Superman to help get the schools. So this one guy who came in like clockwork every day, Friday, 5:00, he'd get a stack of 5 or 6 movies. He was a cool guy, talk to him. He would ask me, so, what do you think of this movie? What do you think of this movie? And I love movies. I love talking about movies. And he would,
you still do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, he came back and he's like, yeah, I think I got the wrong movie. It says Waiting for Superman, but it was about some school or something. Someone may have put the wrong. I was like, yeah, you know what? No problem. So yeah, if you just want to go get another one, I'll reimburse you, let you have it for free. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Huh?
Did you see that new Superman trailer?
The one with Superman with the wonky eyes? Yes.
I have no faith it's going to be good.
I have absolutely zero faith it's going to be good now, because he's going to go against fake news and like I heard that Henry Cavill is going to be Wolverine in the new either World War Hulk or Planet Hulk movie.
No.
Oh,
Nothing on it. And there won't be a Planet Hulk movie because the unfortunate fact is Universal still holds the rights, so there'll never be a solo movie.
Yeah, I hope that's not true because I would love to see a World War Hulk or Planet Hulk movie. They tried to do that with Thor Ragnarok, which is my favoriteest of favorite Marvel movies. I love that movie so much. So they tried to do a little bit of World War Hulk in that movie. But yeah, World War Hulk and Planet Hulk, that's just a great comic. It's so awesome. Like they send Hulk into space and he goes on this planet and it's like in Thor Ragnarok, he gets into this gladiator arena and they got the bug guy and the rock guy and they revolt and it's, he takes over the planet. And then in I think this is World War Hulk, he comes back to Earth
and destroys
to be like, yo, motherfuckers, you sent me away. I have my whole army now. I'm about to fuck your entire world up. And in one scene, they send Ghost Rider to kind of get Hulk. And Ghost Rider's thing was, he could go after you and, use his powers against you if you had evil in your heart. This is obviously Cliff Notes. But when Ghost Rider went against Hulk, he was gonna, all right, they called me in. He was like, yeah, I can't do anything against Hulk. He's righteous. He's absolutely righteous in what he wants to do because you did kind of send him away in a bullshit way. So my hands are tied. Good luck fighting him. I'll catch you later.
Hey,
yeah,
fucked around and found out.
Yeah, because they killed his wife. Yep, exactly. Yeah, World War Hulk. That's one of my favorite comics. Just watched the animated Planet Hulk. Yeah, loved it.
They introduced his kid and She-Hulk, and God, it was the stupidest way possible.
I did not even attempt to watch She-Hulk. That was just, first of all, when she goes, when I get catcalled in the street, bitch, no one is catcalling you. Nobody, please, nobody's catcalling you. Okay? Yeah, I never watched one episode of She-Hulk. It just seemed too stupid.
I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't care.
Kahuna, feel free to chime in at any time.
I'm
what
not that much of a movie watcher, really. I haven't been to a movie theater in probably 35 years.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought that up. I remember
the last movie I saw was Titanic when it came out.
Damn,
Jesus Christ!
Fuck,
how about it?
I can't go to theaters because of people eating popcorn.
I just went to the theater and saw the movie Sinners. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It is phenomenal. This was my first experience going to a theater movie watching experience with a vast majority African American subset of people in the theater. And I gotta say, every stereotype of black people at a movie theater rang true. Like they were just people getting up. They had their light on their phone. I tuned it out once I got into the movie. But yeah, Sinners was a great movie. Could have done. There were parts of it that. Okay, so here's the thing. I saw the trailer and I was under the impression that it was demons. Just like when I thought with Companion, I thought, she was possessed by a demon. I thought it was going to be demons that, were coming out. Come to find out it's vampires. Love vampires, love vampire movies. One thing I did not like about the vampires in Sinners was they they became vampires like werewolves. Like when you get bitten by a werewolf, you become a werewolf. In vampire lore, when you get bitten by a vampire, you're just for food, and you don't become a vampire unless you actually drink the blood of a vampire once you've been drained. In this movie, you become a vampire when you get bitten. I was like, so I kind of overlooked that. And then at the end, one of the main characters, the Ku Klux Klan because it takes place in the 1930s in Mississippi. So then the Ku Klux Klan, so basically it's these two brothers, twin brothers, Michael B. Jordan, Smoke and Stack. They robbed a bank, and so they went to Chicago, and it's implied that they met up with Al Capone's crew, and then it's implied that they robbed the Irish mob of all their beer, and then they robbed the Italian mob of all their wine, and they did it in such a way that they made each of the different gangs think that, like the Italians thought that the Irish stole their wine, and the Irish thought the Italians stole their beer, and they headed out and went back to Mississippi. So then they want to make this juke joint because they got all this money and beer and wine and stuff. So they buy this old mill house, this big place, so they could have their juke joint, their nightclub, and they buy it from it's implied that he's from the Ku Klux Klan, and they pay him cash. Like, listen, we don't want to see you ever again. This is our place now. And so at the end of the movie, sunlight's coming up, and then all of the Klan people come, and because they wanted to obviously burn it down and get rid of all the black people. And then Michael B. Jordan just takes them all out with it because he was in the army. They were both in the army, so he's got all his army guns, and he just takes them out. That was another part that kind of bugged me. Like, why didn't you go at night when they were all there? Like, in the daytime, there's nobody there. There wouldn't be anybody there. Why didn't you just lock the doors? But other than that, I loved it. And the post-credit scene is awesome too. It was the post-credit, like there's this one preacher boy. He's like the main character, and he turns out he's Buddy Guy plays him, like when they go to the future, in 1993, and Buddy Guy is playing, and he's and then it's I don't know if I want to spoil it, but yeah, go see it if you haven't seen it yet.
It's running
Catch
around
you later, Wild Bill.
TikTok.
Huh?
It's all over TikTok. I've seen numerous scenes on TikTok.
Yeah, you got to see the movie. It's a great movie.
I downloaded it last night, but it's not a copy I want to watch. I'll just wait until it's actually released.
Go to the theater.
I have no desire to.
See, I'm
getting to the point where it's like, I used to love going to the theater, but now all the annoying I just don't like people.
Yep.
I don't like people because they're fucking rude. I have an attitude problem. I want to just get up and smack the shit out of you. Like, I'm here to enjoy a fucking movie, not watch you be on your fucking phone.
Yeah.
Like,
that's bothersome.
It gets fucking annoying. Like, when I go with my fucking cousin, it's just the same shit. Like, yo, we're here to watch the fucking movie. Get off of fucking Facebook.
Yeah, if you go during the day, like, there's very few people in the actual theater. I like going to the theater during the day.
Same.
That's the only way.
It's
I
just
can
gotten
do
to
it.
the point where it's like, I just don't care anymore. COVID kind of ruined it for me because HBO was doing day-and-day release. So most of those movies I got to watch at home.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just like, and now it's like, what's the point? I'm gonna go give you $20, $30, and unless it's a Marvel movie, most of these movies are being released inside of 45 days.
Yeah, well, that movie Companion, they released that in the theater, and 2 weeks later, it was already on streaming.
Yeah, so
Like,
it's just
dude,
why wait?
have you seen it yet?
No,
you fucking idiot.
just like I haven't been in the mood to watch movies. I have to get in the mood. Like I want to watch that new movie with Tom Hardy on Netflix, Havoc. Still haven't gotten around
What
to
movie is
it.
that?
You ever seen The Raid?
No.
Well, it's directed by the guy who directed The Raid, and I don't know if he's a crooked cop, but he's a cop in this movie, and it's just bloody, like violent as fuck.
Oh, okay.
So it's just one of those like, man, my son told me, yeah, the movie was good.
Yeah, the guy who directed Sinners was the director of Black Panther.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I wouldn't mind Henry Cavill being Wolverine, but their goal is to make these characters younger. Henry Cavill don't fit the bill. It was a great little cameo. They're going to have Hugh Jackman be him for a few more movies, and then I think they'll find their true MCU guy. Because X-Men is gearing. We'll be hearing more news probably around Comic-Con for X-Men.
Probably, yeah. Although probably going to have a big panel too.
That's what I'm hearing from one of the guys I follow that lives out in LA. That's what he's hearing, that Comic-Con is going to be the spot where they're going to make a lot of those announcements as far as X-Men and shit like that. Like, I'm definitely going to go watch Fantastic Four in the theater.
I wanted to go see that until I liked Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones, but
the one season.
Yeah, the season 4 when he was on it, he was a good Oberyn Martell. But
well, I mean, he's the book.
He's the type of actor like shut up and act. Like I don't give a good goddamn about your, like just shut up and act. Like dance for me, clown. I don't care about your fucking, what you think about stuff.
I liked him in Narcos too.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a good actor. I like him in stuff, but I
don't care about these actors and celebrities' political views and shit because let's be honest, they say what they want to say. They don't really feel the ramifications of shit. So it is what it is. I just don't care. I'll go watch the movie, enjoy the movie, and then come home and be like, okay, yeah, the movie was fun. Go watch it. I don't care what people say, bro. Like that whole fucking Diddy Cassidy fucking thing. Like, I don't care. She and he were both freaks. They did what they did. Move on. She liked to get peed on. That was her fetish, I guess. Oh, well.
Yeah, I didn't even know any. Excuse me, didn't even know any of that.
Yeah, it's just like everybody makes a big deal of all this bullshit. Like, I don't care. I got my own problems in my life. What the fuck? Worry about some billionaire and his fucking sex slave dungeon.
Right. It's like
and his million bottles of baby fucking oil.
That was fucked up.
Lou's got just as much baby oil.
Shit, the hell I do. Oh, fuck.
You getting your shipment in today, buddy?
Yeah, I got one coming later.
He gets all his oil from Walmart.
Yeah. Walmart's around the corner.
Do you get a bulk discount?
I should sign up for one. And have Cupcake deliver.
That's right. Get 2 pallets, we'll get it over to you.
Yeah, Cupcake's gonna have to move down to Tampa just to keep delivering Lou's baby oil.
Right.
Hey, he likes making those runs to fucking Miami. Hey, I can hook you up with some special runs.
Yeah. Well, no, I like runs to Miami because they're always, big money. They're big money runs. I'm actually waiting for my dispatcher's waiting for me to pick up something either here and go to Tulsa, then from Tulsa probably head to Miami. But we've been waiting for that load since Friday, and it's Sunday. So,
How many miles do you put on in a year?
You got to put at least 1 million.
well, I average anywhere from like 2,000 to 5,000 a week. So, average that out.
And I mean, you're barely home.
Yeah, once every 3-4 weeks.
Does he just do that to give you a weekend off and shit?
No, it's just basically luck of the draw. Sometimes I'll just get a load to Chicago, and I'll be like, hey, after I drop this off, can I take the day off and just chill out at the house? Get back in rotation. The next day. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's basically it.
You paid by the mile or by the load?
By the mile.
Okay, that's right. You make big bucks, especially those Miami runs.
Yeah. Yeah, like from Miami to San Diego, that was like 3,000 miles.
That's a nice run.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what was that?
Yeah,
like, almost $2,000.
He's thinking about doing stuff like that. Like, I mean, have fun. It pays well.
Yeah, if you and see, this is like this kind of job. Like, I'm divorced, and my boys are in their 20s. They're adults now, so like I really don't have anything tying me to home.
Yeah,
so that's why
for you.
Yeah, totally.
That's why it's not bad. Like in his case, his kid finishes school next year, so he's like thinking about it. I'm like, damn, bro, you work for the post office. Why give up a cushy job at the post office to do that? Man, I'm just tired.
Yeah, why would you do that? Yeah, just stick it out and get your retirement. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Those guys make pretty good dough.
Yeah.
If they're up the ladder a little bit,
Right. Yeah. You see, like Kahuna's job, I could do that too. I was that would be badass. Like
I love working outside.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
You wouldn't if you were in Florida. You fucking hate it.
No, I wouldn't be so stupid as to do this work in Florida. No fucking way.
What do you do in the wintertime? Do you have do you do plowing and stuff?
I used to have 4 trucks, but fucking drivers made more than I did. We were supposed to get married in 2014. We were going to go out to Vegas and get married. And it snowed for like 6 days straight, every 8 hours. I told the wife, I said, there's just no way I can go because we're just plowing so much. I said, we'll have to save for another year and then we can go to Hawaii and get married. So that's how we ended up going to Hawaii every year, is because we went out there to get married and we go back on our anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
yeah,
they were making more money than me, so I just finally said, fuck it. I sold the plowing business. I make more money doing nothing than I did when I was plowing.
So what? They were getting paid overtime? That's how they were making more than you?
No, I had to fix the trucks. I had to keep the trucks running.
Ah.
That shit's expensive. Plow trucks take a beating.
I bet.
Yeah.
Especially when you got dipshits running them.
I got a family member who's flying out to Hawaii next week.
Which island?
I didn't ask, but she's going out there with her husband, my aunt, his
They're
family.
going out to the big island. I could hook them up with places to go. Everybody's got their own island. Everybody I know, they
have a specific spot.
Yeah,
I
I've got several friends that go out there every year, but none of them go to the big island. They all go. One goes to Maui every year, stays in the same place every year. Another one goes to Kauai every year, same place every year. None of them have been to any other islands. I was to Oahu about 40 years ago, before they could land big jets on the big island. You'd have to go into Oahu and then take the little jets to all the other islands.
Chris Mack wants to go to all of them.
Yeah, I
they
got to.
You should get on a cruise if you want to go to all islands. They got a
Hawaii cruise, I think, visits all their islands.
yeah. The cruise ships anchor right outside to where we stay.
Yeah, you can't take no boat. I've seen videos where they say, "Don't you ever take a boat? Those ocean waters are rough as fuck."
Yeah, especially the Pacific Ocean.
I get the news from Big Island on my Google feed. They're always looking for somebody. They always find an empty kayak. Them guys are out fishing in fucking kayaks, man.
Bro,
I
you
don't
fucking
understand
nuts.
that.
Like, sharks really like those waters.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiger sharks around there.
Tiger, great whites, like all bullshit. Earlier in the year, I saw a report where we had a couple of great white sharks just swimming out. I don't know where they were going, but they were swimming out in the ocean.
There was a video of one just a couple days ago up by North Carolina. Great white.
Really? Ugh.
Yeah. They're not out here that often, but when they're out here, they're here. I don't know what they're looking for or where they're going. And I saw something like they only need like a half hour of sleep and then they just keep going for the rest of their day.
Well, they don't really sleep. They gotta keep moving, so that the so because that's how they breathe and stuff. Like there's
lots of those things.
I was watching this one National Geographic thing where there's this one place where these nurse sharks would just sit, and it was but the water was highly oxygenated, so they would just sit there and I guess they said it had like a narcotic effect. That's why the sharks would just go there and chill. Like they were, because these types of sharks were they were the kind that that have to constantly keep moving, to get oxygen through their gills and stuff.
Yep, I like the ocean, but I ain't stupid neither. Remember, we went fishing. I hate fishing. I'm not much of a fisher, but I was a kid, so I was kind of forced to go because we went down. We lived in Jersey at the time, so we were down for vacation. And my stepfather's brother had a big-ass boat. We were in the Keys, and these motherfuckers literally caught a fucking shark, and they're trying to reel this motherfucker in and bring him along. Like, my mom was like, "Are you fucking nuts? Where are you going to put this damn thing?" And it was pretty big.
I caught my marlin in 2019.
It eventually snapped the line because they didn't have the right line for the fucking massive shark that they were fucking reeling in with it. After that one, I'm like, "Yep, I'm not getting back in that water. Fuck that." I'm good.
Yeah, I like fishing. I like going fishing.
It was never
anything catch a good buzz.
We try to go every year.
When my cousin takes out the boat, that's one thing. We just go out for a ride. There's a little spot that he'll dock at. Not dock, but we'll anchor out. And it's like a little island that's private and shit. We just had fun. That's all I care for. Enjoy the ocean.
You catch one of those marlins, man, you realize how out of shape you are in a very short time.
Oh, God, I imagine.
10 minutes in, and I was just spent. And they wouldn't let me get out of the chair.
Doesn't it take like hours to pull one of those in?
This one took maybe about 50 minutes, but he was about a mile out.
God damn.
It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's when you realize you were like, "Yep, hey, get the scissors. Click. Fuck this."
Later that day, my arm from reeling, this arm was just fucking huge. I mean, it was like I looked like the fucking Hulkster on one arm, and then this one was pretty normal.
Yeah.
I was so spent, man.
I remember one year we skipped school and we went out to South Beach, the pier. The pier was a spot where everybody would jump off. It's the cruise channel, so all the cruise ships come in and out of it. But we're just jumping in the water. And then we're getting ready to jump again. We're like, "Hey, there's a shark." But it was on the other side of the wall. On the beach side, we're like, All right, I'm done. No more jumping off this bitch. Fuck that. You're in their shit. They can swim so much faster than you. Nah. No,
Yeah, I've swam in both oceans. I was in either side of Florida. I was in the Gulf of Mexico, and then on the Atlantic, and then I swam in the Pacific Ocean by Seattle. Then down in
That had to be cold, wasn't it?
I mean, it's probably
yeah,
depends
it
on
was. I mean, it was in summertime, so it wasn't pleasant, but just to say I did it.
I would actually like to go where the two oceans meet, and they're just like have that weird color.
Yeah, like one's brown and then one's blue. Yeah.
It never changes; it just stays like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to go see that once. I don't know why, but that's just like so weird.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool to go see. Yeah, I want to. I have to now before I die. I have to go to Alaska and Hawaii, just so I can say I've been to all 50 states.
There you go.
Take a cruise.
Well, I gotta figure that out.
Take a cruise out of San Francisco.
I've never been to Alaska,
Or
but I've
Seattle.
heard of a lot of people that go there, and nobody has any complaints.
That's what I've heard as well.
Everybody has the best time.
I've seen video and people who've gone on cruises. It's a beautiful sight when you go into Alaska. You see the small towns, and you'd be like, God damn, how the fuck? It's so expensive to get shit here.
Right. Right.
But
yeah, it's got to be. It's all got to be imported.
Melton's talking about doing a hackamania cruise this fall down around the Bahamas.
Oh God.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Mason and Portland coming to Florida.
I was so pissed he didn't go to Hackamania.
No.
I was so looking forward to meeting him.
What was his excuse?
Well, he was going to drive quad down there, and it was quad. They were taking Quad's vehicle because he's handicapped.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Then he when Quad couldn't go, Mason
I wonder
didn't
why
have his
Quad
real.
couldn't go.
What's that?
I wonder why Quad couldn't go.
Yeah, family thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Why? He was looking forward to going. Fuck, everybody.
Yeah,
was.
he totally was.
Sure.
Why the hell wouldn't he want to go?
I hope he comes to CatalanoCon.
He's got QuadCon to deal with. How's he going to be there?
Yeah. The same time that Joey's having his con.
Yeah. Yeah. If you watched the video of his sister's wedding, I have a feeling that's what CatalanoCon's going to be like.
Yeah, I'm hoping somebody else put that event together.
I don't have nothing to say about his sister's wedding. That was her special day, and that's it.
I mean, my only thing was why live stream that?
Well, for the family in Chicago that couldn't be here, that's why it was done.
Okay, there has to be a different channel.
Yeah, there's got to be a different way to do that. I mean,
again, it's someone's special day. I leave it at that. I don't have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say much about it, but I mean, it was
like the way people are attacking it on fucking Twitter. You're just sick individuals. Like, dude, it's someone's special moment, and you're ruining it by being like, you don't like Joey. Don't like Joey, but leave the rest of the family out of it. It's not for the Dabbleverse. It was really for his family that couldn't make the trip down. Like,
I'm sure he could have figured out a way to do it without having the Dabbleverse involved.
I gave him an idea, but I guess it didn't work.
What idea did you give him?
Because he had asked me, I'm like, I think you can do this by just making it private and giving everyone the link. But if it doesn't work, then you're just going to have to stream it. And it might have not worked that way, so I don't know. So it's just one of those. It's
I
just
mean,
one of
there's
those.
so many
couldn't-
different like streaming
couldn't
things you
figure
could
it
have
out.
done though. You could have done a Zoom meeting.
Oh yeah.
I guess that was a way to. I didn't think of that, but I don't know how Zoom really works, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's it.
Google's got a thing too, that Google Meet.
Yeah, but Google Meet isn't. Google's fucked up their shit so many times that it is weird. Google Hangouts, everybody would meet in Hangouts to fucking do streaming. Now that they asked that, like, when is Google gonna get rid of Google Meets? Because all they do is fucking eliminate programs.
Yeah, I was on Google Hangouts. Google Hangout was pretty cool. I mean, it was.
Yeah,
Doesn't
everybody
doesn't
used
Google own
Hangout.
YouTube?
Yes, but
Doesn't make sense to compete against yourself.
you were using Google Hangouts to stream on YouTube. Because YouTube doesn't let you. You can bring one person, and that's only through the mobile side. On the computer, you would use Hangouts at the time and OBS and other little things to broadcast. That's why I hated OBS. Such a resource hog. But that's how YouTube worked back then. And now you got companies like StreamYard who've done it and shit like that. But man, Google's always canceling something. You never know what the fuck they're gonna do.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to get going here. I got work today, so
Yeah, we've got a good 2 hours in.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got to go, Kahuna, if you want to hang out for a little bit, Lou, I'm not doing shit. So
I'm here, bro. Like I said, I'm just when I go off camera, I'm taking a few bites of breakfast and working at the same time.
Right on.
Yes, it's,
yeah. You got any plugs, Kahuna?
DoorDash.
no, just this and BYB on Monday. I try to be there at least on Mondays. I haven't been for a while, but I've been just too busy. If the weather's shitty, then I'm gonna pop in there and do a little bit. But other than that,
Yeah.
it's just this, and that's about all.
All right. Well, as always, it's been a pleasure. We'll probably be on for a little bit more hanging out with Lou.
Yeah,
so
sounds
please
good.
feel free to watch the stream.
Sure. Once I get going here, I'll see if you're still on.
Right
Take
on.
it easy, man.
All right. Catch you later,
Later.
man. See you next week.
Yeah. I need to get
So have
into
you been
that
keeping
movie.
up with any Star Wars stuff?
Andor, hands down, the best show they've made.
You know, I've heard that, and I avoided Andor because I didn't like any of the other shows that were part of the new Disney Star Wars universe. I think I'm going to have to watch it because I've heard that Andor is amazing, and Andor is basically everything that I like about Star Wars. There's no Jedis, there's no lightsabers, it's the part of Star Wars that I like, the seedy underbelly, the like the Han Solo stuff. You know, like I'm just so sick of Jedis and the Force and lightsabers and Darth Vader, like. So I think I may have to watch Andor.
Andor, I enjoyed season 1, but I think what they did in season 2 was hands down great storytelling.
That's what I've heard. And I've avoided a lot of.
I literally watched all of Andor. Like I watched every week. Well, what they did was what I liked, and I think shows should start taking this avenue. Like if you're telling arcs, they drop 3 episodes every week, so it was only on for 4 weeks.
Okay.
But each arc was a year. So it progressed a year each arc. So because it leads right into Rogue One. So after I watched the show, after I literally finished watching the final episode, I put on Rogue One because I was like, well, fuck it, bro. Now I want to see how Rogue One, how it really plays well together. It's literally like a trilogy. 2 TV shows and then the movie.
Okay.
The way they wrote
Yeah,
it.
and I
Fucking great. And like you
I
said,
didn't like Rogue One.
I think you'll have a different take when you watch Andor.
Okay.
It might change your tune on it because Rogue One is the formation of the rebellion in a sense, but Andor really shows you how the rebellion was formed and all that other
Okay.
shit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be honest, I went into Rogue One with a chip on my shoulder. So like I was, I didn't want to like it. And then of course they had to bring Darth Vader into it, and it was like, oh God. Like I hated that part. I hated
That
it.
was the
I
best.
hated it. I hated
That
it.
scene was badass, bro. He just went down that hallway. It was fucking
Why didn't he do that? See, here's my thing. Why didn't he do that then in Star Wars? When they got onto the ship, he let the stormtroopers do all that. If he was so badass up until that part, it was.
They
I just
well, you gotta look. Star Wars was in 76 or 77.
77.
So you didn't hear about how badass he really was until all those comic books and novels and all this other shit. Like you see
that's my problem with it.
Like I know you didn't watch Kenobi, but you see his strength in Kenobi. Like badass strength. He literally pulled the fucking ship out the air.
Yeah. See, I'm burnt out on the Force. It's like I don't like that part of Star Wars. Like, oh, the Force. How did this? How did he get to know that? Oh, the Force told him. It's like whenever they have a problem with Star Wars, it's oh well, the Force did it. It was the Force.
Like don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the prequels. I liked the trilogy. I wasn't a big fan of the new set of movies they did.
Oh my God.
Solo.
Oh my God.
What?
See that kid putting the mom tried to drive away with the fucking with the pump still connected to her car.
Jesus Christ. Like, pay attention to what you're doing. Well, I didn't care for 7, 8, and 9 like that. I found 7 boring because it was kind of like a New Hope rehash.
It absolutely was, but I loved The Force Awakens. I loved it. I thought that was great. I saw it I saw all 3 of them in the theater.
So did I. I helped make its billions, like every true Star Wars fan, but it's just like, okay, this felt a little repetitive. And then what was the middle one? The Last Jet? No, that was what the fuck was that one again? The Last Jedi?
It was The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
The Last Jedi I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the storytelling, but you could tell there was no direction for those 3 movies. And then
there was no underlaying arc for. I mean, it was just the problem with The Last Jedi was that a lot of that, like, it should have ended when when Kylo Ren and Rey, when he was saying, join me. They should have ended it right there on that cliffhanger, because that would have been cool, to see, but then they go to the planet, the salt planet, and I just didn't like any.
Exactly, Chris Mack. They had no vision. They let fucking J.J. Abrams do what he wanted, Rian Johnson do what he wanted, and then J.J. Abrams came back and gave us the Rise of Skywalker. Like, why did we have to have Palpatine back? Why?
I hated that story arc because they didn't have anything else to go on. Because Rian Johnson had killed Snoke. Like, that was supposed to be your big bad, and if you did that, then you should have had Kylo Ren become the big bad.
It kind of did, but it just didn't work. It's like he had uncle issues. Instead of daddy issues, he had uncle issues.
Right. Right. And I wanted to see more of a lot of people shit on oh, that's not Luke's character. Luke was supposed to be a hero. I get that, but I liked that. I liked seeing,
Exactly.
Luke the failure, and it made perfect sense in the arc of Luke because he wasn't trained in the Jedi arts. He spent a week with Yoda on Dagobah. And then he went to go save his.
With Obi-Wan before Obi-Wan killed himself.
Yeah, he just basically got he from Obi-Wan in Star Wars, he got a basic understanding of the Force. What do we got here? I know it was the only way Harrison Ford would agree to do the movie, but fucking A, they did Han Solo dirty. They did. He didn't want to be in the Return of the Jedi, which
done.
Yeah, he wanted to be killed off in Empire Strikes Back, which would have been a perfect, then they could have avenged Han in Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi, a lot of that you can see precursors of the prequels in Return of the Jedi.
Bro, I've seen some clips where George Lucas was saying he wanted to turn Luke to the dark side, to follow in his father's footsteps.
Yeah, see, that would have been interesting. I was never a fan of the books. Like when I was, well, no, we're the same age. Like, so when the Timothy Zahn books came out, Heir to the Empire, I was like, oh my gosh, new Star Wars stuff. And I looked at the extended universe of Star Wars as just fan fiction.
It basically was.
It
was some pretty good fan
fiction.
fiction.
Yeah, and in essence, it was.
Hello,
hey, what's going on, Mason?
Gosh,
yeah, we got Lou here.
I'm not going to say Luke got an unfair treatment. You got to look at it, man. By that point, he's in his 60s, 70s, give or take. He's seen so much shit, dealt with so much shit. Rise of his academy falls because of his supposed nephew. Like, he exiles himself. No one complains about Yoda and Ben doing it.
Well, because they were hunted. They didn't. I mean, they exiled themselves because they were in hiding.
And I mean,
that I get.
Yoda goes. He goes to a fucking Sith planet. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, but Luke wasn't trained as a Jedi. He got like the Cliff Notes version of becoming a Jedi.
Yeah, he got basically what he said. I read a lot of the texts.
Yeah,
I found all these old books. I'm I'm this Grand Master, but hey, I'm also flawed.
Yeah, but it makes sense because Yoda told him, is like, if you go now, help them you could. It's like, but you must complete the training. Like he wasn't a full-fledged Jedi. And he basically got the Rey treatment in all the books. Like he became this super duper, this superhero, and it's like, well, he really wasn't though. I mean, he didn't have
Rey is
the proper training.
Like, oh, who cares? Like some of that shit, I just didn't care.
See, I don't even know who Joris Saboth is. Saboth. If that's a character from the books, I avoided the books. There's one book that I do want to read. It's called Death Troopers, and it's about zombie stormtroopers. I think that's interesting.
Oh, that's coming into play in the next season of Ahsoka. Grand Admiral Thrawn is coming back.
Yeah, see, Thrawn was okay in the books, and like,
oh no,
he was in.
You didn't watch the cartoons, right?
No, I didn't. I was. I think I was too old to give a fuck about the cartoons. My kids watched them.
I don't care about the age. I watched them because it was Star Wars, and Attack of the Clones. Well, Clone Wars to Revenge of the Sith. fleshes out that story so much more. You see how the Empire gets money and they're funding and doing all kinds of shit. You see little parallels of Anakin finally starting his turn. Like, and then my cousin's like, man, I watched Ahsoka, but I really couldn't get into it. I'm like, yeah, because to watch Ahsoka, you should have watched Rebels.
Yeah, well, see, I don't
paralleled out of Rebels into Ahsoka. Like, you know how they tell you with the Marvel movies, oh, you don't have to watch the shows. They're full of shit. You need to watch some of these shows because you're going to have characters introduced in these movies that you have no fucking clue who they are that were in these shows and what they're going through.
Yeah, I have a problem with even with the prequels. You know, like this, like Obi-Wan says in Star Wars. Like, and I refuse to call it A New Hope. It's Star Wars. I'm sorry. You know, Vader was seduced by the dark side of the Force.
He wasn't.
He was tricked. He was tricked.
I don't even think he was tricked.
He was tricked. Palpatine said, "Listen, I know a way, you know, that we can prevent people from dying." Like, you know, so then Anakin's like, "Oh, really? Well, my girlfriend, my wife is dying." So, and then after he does all that shit and kills everybody, then Palpatine goes, "Oh, well, to cheat death, you know, only one, you know, person has found that, but together we can find the secret." It's like, motherfucker, you told me you knew. I just killed all of these Jedi just because you like
to serve your purpose.
Yeah. No, there was nothing. There was no. He didn't search for power. He didn't like. There was nothing. There was nothing. He wasn't seduced. He was tricked. Seduced means, man, you mean I can. He was tricked. He wasn't seduced. So at any point in time, he could have said, "You know what? Fuck this. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for any of this."
Yeah, but at that point, he's too far gone.
Was he though?
I mean, his redemption comes in, you know, Return of the Jedi.
But still, I don't know. I just didn't like. I didn't like the prequels.
I didn't mind them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Mr. Plinkett ball washer on this, so I'm kind of biased on that.
Fair.
Have you ever seen the Plinkett reviews of the prequels?
I don't think so.
Mm.
I don't think so. I might have. I think one of my friends might have got me to watch one.
No, you would remember if you saw the Plinkett reviews. Like I'm so biased because of those. Like the Plinkett reviews gave me validation in what I thought about as far as the prequels go. Like, okay, somebody else thinks the same way I do about them. Okay, good.
Which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with having your opinion. Your opinion's your opinion on it. Like all these people that fight people on this shit, like why? You like what you like. You don't like what you like. Just move on.
He was a Dark Jedi clone in the trilogy. Yeah. Oh, the guy with the beard. Yes.
That's one of the things I didn't like. And that Snoke was a fucking reject clone from Palpatine.
Well, J.J. Abrams just did that to fuck you to Rian Johnson.
It's just like, they're fucking back and like, that's what really turns me off from those three movies.
Yeah, the last two, like those two, like because Rian Johnson killed J.J. Abrams' big bad. J.J. Abrams was like, well, fuck you. He was just a clone anyway. He wasn't even anybody.
And then, like, you see them struggling to get to Exegol, but yet the fleet got there with no problem. Their big-ass massive ships were able to maneuver them tiny little crevices. Like, make it make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it make sense to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was what it was. It gave us something. I don't mind The Mandalorian. And then that's another one where people are like, well, what is this black lightsaber? Oh God, it was introduced in Clone Wars. Like,
Yeah, and I thought the first season of The Mandalorian was excellent. And then when they introduced I knew the dark saber was in the cartoons, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. And then we got all these, and it was because Dave Filoni did did the Mandalorian and he did the Clone Wars, so he wanted, like
he was.
Bo-Katan and okay,
Hey,
all right.
I like that they kept what's her name? Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan, because she voiced her in the cartoon. So
Yeah,
having her transition was kind of cool. Seeing her live action.
yeah, I can understand that. If you were a fan of the cartoon show, then I can understand that. But I thought the first season of The Mandalorian was perfect. They had a little bit of the Force with Baby Yoda, just enough to, to
keep you there.
Yeah, to keep you there.
Hey,
Chris Mack. There was a book called
Luke.
Darksaber from the '90s. Wasn't there? I'm not sure. Maybe there was.
There might be, but I don't know. But
that's one thing too. Like with the Acolyte, a lot of the stuff that was in the Acolyte is borrowed from the Star Wars extended universe, like, because it's not canon, so they can now use that in, like, oh well, we just came up with this idea. Like, come on.
I don't mind that they cherry pick some stuff from the extended universe, because some of that stuff people liked. But I thoroughly enjoyed the Acolyte.
Ugh.
I like what they were doing. They were going to set up fucking Plagueis in season 2. We've never had a big screen adaptation of them, so we got a little tease of them. We get to, his apprentice was a badass.
Wasn't Darth Sidious Palpatine his apprentice, though?
That's in. You got to understand, the Acolyte is a few hundred years before.
1,000.
No, they didn't go 1,000. They went a few hundred.
Oh.
They kind of changed it a little bit. But it wasn't bad. It's just like a little woke.
I don't even care about the woke stuff. It was just
they screwed the authors from the expanded universe. It seems like it was a ploy to not have to pay royalties and license fees. Could be. But a lot of that shit, like having Chewbacca killed by a fucking moon, I don't think a lot of people want to get behind that.
Yeah, that was a huge. I remember that when that book came out, people were like, "Oh my God, Chewbacca died."
And then Luke fucking around with Mara Jade and all this other shit.
Yeah, wasn't she evil or something? And then, yeah. See, I never got into that. I read Heir to the Empire, and I tried to read Dark Force Rising, and I tuned out after that. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm done with these.
Some of the newer books are actually pretty good. Lords of the Sith, oh man, that shit was badass. I wish they would adapt that, where Palpatine and Vader are stuck on a planet, and Vader is just on a warpath killing people.
Yeah, but that, like,
and then you see, like, a lot of folks didn't understand. Everyone thought Darth Maul was dead. And when they saw him at the end of a Han Solo, they're like, huh? I'm like, if you watch Clone Wars, you would have seen.
Yeah.
He lives. His hatred for Obi-Wan and Sidious kept him alive.
Yeah,
Ask me how, I don't know, because I don't know how you can get cut in half and still the dark side of the Force keep you alive.
Right. And I loved Solo. Like, I thought Solo was awesome. I loved every bit of Solo, even given, what's that? What's it? The
I didn't
robot.
care for Aldrin Ehrenreich as Han Solo too much.
Are you kidding? He was perfect. Oh my god, he was great as Han Solo. Are you kidding?
He still wasn't bad though. I'm like, I don't know why they hated that movie so much.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved Solo. I loved every bit of Solo.
Enjoyed it. And all this other shit's like, okay, it's more storytelling. And then that movie kept the tradition alive of there being a lightsaber in a movie.
Yeah, they had to fucking shoehorn that in at the end.
And it's kind of like the same thing with fucking R2D2 and C3PO are pretty much in every fucking movie.
Yeah, well, George Lucas has said that this was somewhere he had said that this was this, that they're what those two are what keep the Star Wars universe together. And where C3PO gets his gets his memory wiped, R2D2 like he supposedly remembers everything. But
But if that was the case, then why doesn't he fucking like if R2 remembers everything? There's some gaps in these movies that you're like, well, R2 should know it. Why didn't he say something?
It's called retconning.
That's why I was like, no. R2 must have had his memory wiped at some point too. He couldn't have all this knowledge.
Right. Right.
Like, and he knew where Luke went, but decides not to say nothing. Come on. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, he was in hibernation mode, so
like a robot needs to sleep.
That was yeah.
Oh man.
I only watched the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian. Yeah, me too.
Season 3 was not that good.
Yeah,
I watched it, but I was just like,
shut up.
I'm looking forward to seeing the movie, though.
I mean, I'll go see it, but I don't have high hopes. Like this may be another movie where I go watch it with a chip on my shoulder. Hopefully, I get I'm wrong.
Just go into it and enjoy it for what it is.
I mean, I'm gonna nitpick the shit out of it. That's my nature. Like it's totally my nature. Like that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
There'll probably be some shit worth nitpicking, but the little bit of previews that I saw out of Japan when they did Celebration, looked pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it carry over from the 3rd season of the show?
Yeah. It carries over. You're gonna see a character from the show, a few characters from the show in the movie, and stuff like that. I don't know if you've seen season 3, so I don't want to.
I have not.
Yeah, there's going to be a character from there that's in Rebels live action now. There's going to be it's all supposed to lead up to one big massive Star Wars movie.
Oh.
If it all works out the way it works out. That's their plan. So I hope so, because you know what? Don't bring Grand Admiral Thrawn back and then not really finish telling that type of a story. He's too good of a tacticianist to just be wasted.
Yeah, that's what I heard that he was a good character in the cartoon show and
he's fleshed out very well.
Yeah. And I there's a book trilogy, like the Thrawn trilogy, right? Like where it's not
the same writer came back to do it.
Which writer?
Timothy Zahn.
Oh, never mind.
I take it you didn't like him.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't even finish the second book, Dark Force Rising. Like I got through 1 or 2 chapters and I'm like, okay, I'm done. The one thing that bugged me, it was in Heir to the Empire, where Chewbacca has claws to climb a tree. Like I was like, just making up facts. Like I didn't. you know, I didn't dig on that. Like I wanted, you know, and keep in mind these were, you know, gosh, was I in high school? This was the early '90s. Yeah. So like the prequels weren't even around yet. So like you know,
prequels was what, 99?
hmm
Yeah, that was the year my son was born. So, yeah. Well, so that's why it's like, and then those novels, I was in high school in the early 90s. So, yeah, I mean, and I wasn't even big into the books. I enjoyed the Star Wars that we got, would watch the movies every so often. You know, every time they did the re release in the theaters, me and my buddy would go.
Yeah.
I remember we went one time, man. I had got off work. I was so fucking tired. I was
Yeah, I can remember seeing the
working overnight. We went to see it. I fell asleep in the fucking movie. Like, wake up when it's the good part. Wake up to the explosion of the Death Star. All right,
I saw
great
Star
movie.
Wars and yeah, I saw the special edition of Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back at the theater when they came out, and I liked the you know, I liked the extra like the extra scenes, but then they kept tweaking them.
Yeah,
And then
she kept
Return of the
tweaking it, just
Jedi,
like
the extra
so
scenes in
fucking
Return of the
annoying.
Jedi, like, ugh. Should have left Return of the Jedi alone.
Yeah. But like I told my wife, I'm like, because she wanted to get into Star Wars. So I didn't go in the order that they say to do it. I just put on episode 1, 2, and 3. She's like, oh man, these were good. I like this. And then we put on A New Hope and all that other shit. She's like, okay, it's not bad. It's just for me, it's just outdated technology in those movies that really irk me.
I mean, that's their charm, though. Like they did that in 1977.
That's what was so brilliant about it. And then you look at how they fought in the first 3 movies, and then the boring fighting with the fencing style and Return of the Jedi. I was like, I want the flips.
Yeah, see, I didn't like that at all. You know, there was more. You know, and again, I'm taking this from the Plinkett reviews. There was more going on between Obi-Wan and Vader in the fight on the Death Star in Star Wars than there was in the 45-minute fight that they had in Revenge of the Sith. Like there was more between them. You know, there was, you know, because before the Obi-Wan show, like that was the first time that they had seen each other since, you know, Order 66. You know, that, you know, like it was, you know, all throughout, you know, when Obi-Wan gets on the Death Star, you know, and Vader goes, man, I felt a presence I haven't felt. Like, so he knew Obi-Wan was like, you know,
there.
There's just that's the bad thing about prequels. Like, you know, you have to then retcon the originals to line up with the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
and it's the same thing with the shows. They're retconning some things in the shows to line up. It's like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Come on, just tell stories of different people. Then keep it in the universe. Like, I'm over the Skywalkers, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna give us new movies, cool. We don't need Rey.
Yeah, that was a wasted character. Like the
don't
fact
need
that
her
she was
carrying on the Skywalker name. I don't want it. They announced that new movie with Ryan Gosling, The Last Starfighter, whatever the fuck, Starfighter or Starbright, whatever the fuck. Okay.
Is that a Star Wars movie?
Yes, there's a new one coming with Ryan Gosling. It's coming out, I think, next in 2026 or 2027.
Really?
Yeah, it goes into production later this year. That they start
Let's see how many reshoots they have to do.
Well, it's got fuck, I forgot the director's name. Pretty good director. No, it wasn't. Ugh. I was invited
Yeah, we all
too.
have something to say about it. Were you really?
Yeah, he invited me. I met his sister once. They invited me. I'm like, I'd come, but I got too much work to do. Like, I'm on a deadline and shit like that. So that's the one thing I will say. The taking this break hit at the perfect time. That's why I'm like, I
Did
really
it?
don't. Yeah, because you could tell when someone's burning out. He was losing his steam. I was starting to lose some steam. Everyone, you need that break. People don't see that. It's like, I don't know how Melton and all these other fuckers just keep going day in and day out. And then you're talking about, like, how do you talk about someone, but then you go hang out with that person in said casino like nothing happened? Like, no, I can't do that. I'm not
Well, I
phoning
mean,
that.
I totally get what you're saying. I mean,
I can't.
as much, let's just be real. As much shit as Joey talked about Melton, and now he was using super tips. Like, oh no, super tips are great. Like
You got to look at it like this.
it's kind of like that guy Carmix. Like he was talking shit about Melton, and then 2 days later he gets super tips, and now he doesn't like. Come on.
If we truly decided to, we had a case against Melton and whoever Moody with this whole AI shit that they're pulling. You can't use our likeness without our permission. You just can't. Hence why there was a big kerfuffle in Hollywood about it. Why everything was on strike for 6 fucking months. That's the big factor. Because AI gives you that opportunity to keep using someone even when they're dead. They're trying to make a Bob Dylan fucking movie. Was it Bob Dylan? It's one of those old guys that passed away that they have their rights and they're trying to bring him back to a fucking movie. Like, it's so weird.
Well, they did that with Peter Cushing in Rogue One. Like,
oh god, like I said, I just rewatched. That looked horrible.
yeah,
they got
it was just the uncanny valley effect with like the dead eyes and but the Peter Cushing, it was, give me that check and you can do whatever you want.
The estate was, yeah. Look, James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones signed his voice away to be used as Darth Vader for the rest of their lives of doing it.
Well, wasn't it in Obi-Wan that they did AI? They used his AI voice.
He was still alive during that. They might have tweaked it a little bit.
Well, they used his voice in the movie, the Lion King movie too, but
did they?
In the cartoon, he sounded, like Simba. But in the movie, he sounded like an old man. He didn't sound like Mufasa.
Well, because he was an older person. It's not that same gravitas like we got when we first heard Darth Vader speak.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when listening to him speak in Rogue One, you could tell it's like, yo, it's him, but it's not him.
Yeah, they should never have had Darth Vader in Rogue One. Once, when Krennic went to Mustafar and, he went to, like, oh my God, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, fuck. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think. I think Vader was mentioned in the Andor series. Never seen, but he's mentioned by Krennic because Krennic is in the show. Not big, but have a couple scenes.
And that's fair, like, to mention him because, yeah, he is, he was a big deal. He was Lord Vader. So, yeah. But, like, in Rogue One, like, after he, goes down that hallway and he's, destroying everybody, and then he sees the ship escape and he's just sitting there on the, watching the ship go. You know, that totally ruined the opening of Star Wars, because when Leia goes, yeah, we're, you know, oh, and then Vader asks, you know, if this is a counselor ship, then where's the ambassador? Like, dude, you saw them leave.
Oh,
You know, that's all you had to say. Like, bitch, I just saw you leave. I just saw you. So don't give me this bullshit.
How are we going to fix that? How are we going to fix that particular scene?
By not making the movie Rogue One.
Or not having Vader see the ship fly off.
Yes.
Okay. They could, you know what? You got a good point there. I didn't think about it that way. It's been so long since I watched fucking A New Hope.
Yeah. I mean, Vader even goes, you are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away. Like, bitches be tripping.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, like, bitch, I just saw you. Like, I saw you. Like, just shut up. He should have just gone, you know, like.
Well, you know what? I don't know. You like the Star Wars, like, space battles?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, now that was part of Rogue One that was cool. Like, when they were attacking the planet, like, you know, that was cool. Like, okay, you know, that was all right. Shut the fuck up.
Filoni, he did mention in Japan that Ahsoka season 2 is going to have one of those epic space battles, and you're going to have Grand Admiral Thrawn going up against Admiral Akbar, some shit like that.
Yeah, Admiral Akbar. It's a trap.
They're going to we're going to get one of those type of scenes, so I'm looking forward to that. Two great tacticians.
Yeah, but see, even in Star Wars, like, Vader wasn't, you know, he wasn't such an iconic, you know, he wasn't such an iconic thing. I mean, he got into his own fighter and attacked the ships that were attacking the Death Star. What do we got here? Vader didn't go ham during the start of Episode 4 because he didn't have to. The Corellian Corvette got grabbed by the Star Destroyer, so he had him trapped. In Rogue One, he was trying to stop them from escaping with the plans. I get that, but
I get where he's coming from as far as, like, Vader watched the ship take off and fly. When you first see A New Hope, it doesn't line up the way it should have.
At all.
I get it. It doesn't. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. That's why I'm like, yes, you make total sense with that, because, you know, bitch,
yeah,
I just watched you pull away literally 10 minutes ago.
Right. Right.
So yeah, the lingo don't fly. But again, that's one of those scenarios where you're talking a movie that was made in 1977 through a movie that was just made in 2016. They kind of fucked up there.
Yeah, right here. I'm so sick of them taking bits and pieces from past novels and butchering it up. Yeah, see, they can do that because the novels aren't canon. So they could just borrow bits and pieces from the novels.
Like I said, I just go into everything with a grain of speculation. Just watch it for what it is and just keep pushing. If it does suck, then I'll be like, yeah, this was bad. Like, Skeleton Crew wasn't bad for what it was. It was a little kiddish, but it was designed that way, and it kind of gave you that Goonies type feel.
Skeleton Crew, that's the one with Jude Law?
Yes. Yes. It really came off as the Goonies, but in space.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't even...
It wasn't bad at all, you know. They made Jude Law a force wielder.
Yeah, I heard that.
But I don't know, I don't know if they never said if he was a Jedi in training or anything. He just knew how to use the Force. And the only reason why he wields a lightsaber is because they stumble upon it in one of the episodes. He didn't have one. he did the basics with the Force, like get out of jail and move a few
You mean pick up
objects here
rocks
and
and tell people what to do?
no, he didn't do the whole "you will not know we're here" that type of shit.
Well, no, that was a joke with Ray in
Oh,
the Force Awakens, where Luke asks her, well, what do you know about the Force? Well, you can pick up rocks and tell people what to do. And then at the very end of the movie, what does she do? Pick up a bunch of rocks. And that was another thing I didn't like. Like, it took, like, Yoda had to concentrate to get the X-Wing out of the water. And then here's Rey, a nobody, picking up hundreds of rocks. Like
it's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and she wasn't formally trained. Luke didn't want to train her. Like, Luke was being a bitch to her the whole time. She was on his planet.
Dude, like, again, whatever. But yeah, they fucking wrapped up Clone Wars. Great. I love that fight with Darth Maul and Ahsoka. That shit was great. And then you hear the screams of Anakin killing the younglings and all this other shit. Like, they did it. Dave Filoni wrapped that up pretty good.
That's cool. Yeah, I still don't agree with with what happened in that. It was, they could have yeah, I did not, he, and again, I'm super duper biased because of the Plinkett reviews. Maybe you and I should watch those one day. Do a stream and just watch those if you haven't seen them. Like, once you watch those, you're gonna be like, oh shit, okay.
Next week.
All right.
I'm down. Next Sunday. Fuck it. Tell me
All
what time. During Belly Bros.
You got it. And you can be a belly bro.
Yeah, we all
Although you're losing yours, so but next week, who knows, you may not be one. All right, we've been on for about 3 hours. I think we're gonna call it quits.
Yeah, this was fun. I don't mind talking some Star Wars here and there.
Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for hopping on, man. You got any plugs?
Hell no. See you September 1st when me and Joey come back.
Right.
What are your thoughts on Solo?
I loved Solo. I mentioned it before. I thought Solo was great. I could have done without L3 and all her, the droid, all the, I could have done without her. But yeah, I thought Solo was great.
I wish it got a sequel, man.
Yeah, it should have. It should have.
Or you know what? Not a sequel. Then you should have gave us a show, because what you were setting up there, I wouldn't have mind watching. I really did want to see some of this underworld stuff.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. That's totally what I liked about it.
Like, yeah,
is it a perfect movie? No, of course not.
But again, Ron Howard literally remade this whole fucking movie.
Yeah, he did reshoot. I think it was like 75% of the movie.
Yeah, it was 80% of that movie that he had to reshoot. So you knew that movie was doomed. And yeah, it did get caught in the Last Jedi shitstorm.
Right.
They should have moved that date. They should have just moved it to December and all that other shit. I got the big Millennium Falcon twice the size. Oh man.
Oh wow.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I had the Millennium Falcon when I was a kid.
Oh, bro, I had all that shit when I was a kid.
Right.
All of it, and then fucking we moved and I lost it all.
Yeah, I would always I would use my G.I. Joe guys and use them with the Star Wars vehicles.
X-Wing, fucking
yeah,
the Millennium Falcon, Boba Fett ship, Slave One.
Yeah, I had all that.
This thing is like 3 feet in length. Oh, that is
holy fuck!
That is awesome.
God damn!
You must have a nice little Star Wars room.
No shit. All right. So we're just going to call it quits here. Make sure you go to AmericanCupcakeStore.com, get your merch, get
the Pope.
You can. I was just about to pop that up. You can get your very own the Pope shirt and the Pope
cup.
The Pope pint glass.
Oh shit!
Shit, I didn't even I'll let him do his own plugs. Hold on. Hello, yes, thank you. Oh Jesus, I'm a little too Hello, yes, welcome Lou to this is the Pope. If you want to get your very own the Pope t-shirt, go to AmericanCupcakeStore.com. You can get your the Pope pint glass that's available there as well. I didn't have a sermon planned for today, but go Bears. They are, due to my divine intervention, they have finally agreed and are going to go to Arlington Heights, Illinois. It is going to bring up property values in that area. I understand that is near the area where American Cupcake grew up.
Oh boy.
So other than that, thank you, and God bless in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Go with God, go in peace.
Oh, I got a Pope costume with that.
I fucking love Pope Leo. I love the fact that we have a Pope from Chicago. I fucking love it. And I am, when I go back home and I'm going to get a beef sandwich, I am going to order it baptized instead of dipped.
Hey, the first for everything. We had a president from Chicago. Now we got a Pope.
Oh, right. All right. So AmericanCupcakeStore.com. Go there, get your stuff. Other than that, we got one more chat here. Let's see what we got. Cabron.
I got the Pope costume with the hat.
Well, God bless.
All
right, everybody. I will catch you later. Lou, I will get in touch with you about doing the stream on watching the Plinkett reviews. And I will catch you later. Goodbye, everybody.
Reviews and stories all the Reviews and stories all the in the shape of a cup. It's cupcake at 4 o'clock. Reviews and stories all the